Hey there, folks. We're about to get started. Just checking this out really quick. I'm seeing in the chat, BBM's in there, Kirk's in there. We're about to start. I will see y'all in a few seconds. Oh, folks, it's that orange time, the orange building. I don't know. It's all that old school.
Shit, when you learn how to fucking edit and do programming like that dude did, man, that will change it. Until then, enjoy the purple, not purple.
Wow.
Enjoy the blue and the orange.
Y'all suck.
We are here. It is. Let's see where that amp comes out. Where's that amp? Where's that amp? Motherfucker. It's that motherfucking chat attack. Oh,
snap!
Snap, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, we are here. It is Saturday.
We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. We're here. Oh, wait, wrong place.
Well, I mean, shit, I said queer instead of clear.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, man, I fucked that up. But people, yes, we are here. It's Saturday night. We're going to be chilling with the people. And if you guys want to come onto the show at some point at the end of the show when we do Flex the Chill and everything like that, make sure to hit us up on Facebook or in the Double Toasted chat room for that PM system, things like that. But
Yep.
Alan's here as well.
I'm here also.
Yep, there we go. I tried to do it for you, but then you did it yourself, so it's okay.
That's the thing. Everyone introduces himself and I go, I'm here also.
You're doing yourself a disservice. That's rude to
I find it
yourself.
funny.
Hey, sometimes the audience probably feels like that. You know, like, oh, look, Ali's there. Awesome. Nick Gonja's there. Yeah, Nick's there. Oh, my God. Oh, Alan's there.
Oh, yeah, Alan.
Yeah, I find it funny.
Yeah, no, I find it funny too, but at the same time, I'm excited.
He's like the little bit of salt on a good vinaigrette salad, man.
Yeah,
you don't notice it.
Because he's always
You don't notice it, but it's right there.
It's right there. No, and then we got our Allie girl in the house. How you doing, Allison?
Hey!
Hello.
Wonderful!
Speaking of salads, the queen of green over here.
I've been dealing with this shit for an hour. They won't stop.
Dude, don't be mad because we can sing and you can't.
That is not the reason I'm mad.
Wait.
You're doing the song wrong, by the way.
I know.
It's a Terminator 2 theme song.
Hold on. Nick, please do it properly because you know the thing.
You combine it with Terminator 2 scenes? No, this isn't the weirdest opening I've ever had. It's up to them.
Okay, we're done. I'm probably peeking on the other end too. My bad, folks. Like, don't wear headphones, I guess, watching this fucking shit.
You probably shouldn't in general, honestly.
Scroll that little volume down to like 50. Trust me.
Yeah, just when you start singing, do that because we get into it. Yeah, 50.
Y'all listen to your shit loud.
I guess so. But the thing is, we are here. We're doing the Midnight Chat Attack, and we're going to get into the rules and everything like that. But I want to say just thanks you very much for being involved in the Amino Chat thing. Mr. Ganja Guru, why don't you tell the folks about the Amino Chat? We never really talk about this stuff. I thought we should probably do it today. So
okay.
Yeah.
So guys, like, you know, Nick Diaz was talking here, my favorite little co-host, you know, besides Alan and of course Allie girl. We like to go and talk to her, and Allie's ain't there. We're trying to get her in there. But me, Alan, and of course Mr. Diaz are in there in the Meetup chat rooms. We hang up there, we post shit, we get you guys in conversations, and right now I'm actually trying to get something started known as the MCA hits and shit, which is a YouTube playlist that I'm gonna be managing with probably Alan later on if he wants to get into it as well, where you guys post your favorite music and just trying to share, you know, stuff on the content that we can actually enjoy and whatnot. For example, like, I like the idea that we all have like a certain taste of music, and right now I'm trying to open my horizons when it comes to different types of genre, and I'm hoping you guys will add stuff to there and, you know, spread my horizon as well as expand other people that, you know, probably don't even listen to different types of genre and just might go out their way to check it out because the Toasties sent it to me. And I felt like that with a few songs. Alan was talking shit yesterday, so I was able to show one of the Toasties. I think it was a Family Mix. He showed one of his videos, and I forgot what it was called. What was the song called?
It was Royal Blood. Figured out, and I wasn't talking shit about the whatever, because I think that's a brilliant idea. I was thinking I don't want to put my music in there because I get enough shit from y'all about my music taste. I don't need 80 motherfuckers giving me shit about my music taste.
And that's one thing I kind of want to stress with it. This is not for you guys to play fucking music superior like we do with sometimes our movie reviews and stuff like that and try to play Blink the Dick. I know, Alan. That's why I'm trying to put the rules and the groundations upon them right now. This is not to make fun of people. Like, you're probably gonna see comment on people's certain music, and that's because I really enjoyed it or I thought it was something you could share. And not only that, in the after hours, if you guys actually vote for it, we're actually gonna try to do a music night by showing off this playlist, either randomizing or doing a choice select to see who's gonna actually get to choose something off of the playlist. So make sure to check out the playlist, and more importantly, check out the meetup, because that's how you're gonna get the link as well as the collaborator link how to do this.
Oh,
and I want to shout out to our boy Trey at the Midnight Chat Attack Ringside Hangout bullshit. He was the one that came up with the idea and showed me how to do this. So thank you, Trey, for going this great idea, brother.
Yeah, that was a very good idea. At the same time, it should have been asked from me, because I would turn this shit into the corn playlist. I don't know why the fuck there's no corn there. There's no Great Malenko Ice.
Hey, I gave you the collaborator link, but you were like, man, I'm not getting arguing with people. People talk shit. I was like, no, man. I got all hippie on him. I was like,
so he pulled a
music, brother. Share your music.
Yeah, shut the music. And what'd you say, Alex? I can't hear you.
I was gonna say he pulled a me then. He didn't want people to talk shit about the fucking team.
You both worried about it. Trey was like, I don't get the argument because like no one can talk shit. They don't even know it's really you unless the icon pops up.
Yeah, which your icon pops up. So there you fucking go. Like.
Yeah, but that's okay. They're like, okay, that's Nick's song. All right, I don't really like his taste, so I'll just skip it. Like that's all that it takes. But then again, you got Toshi's like, yo, Nick always got those jams, bro.
Yo, I just realized you know what? It's Ganja's always talking shit about our music taste.
And that's the thing, yeah. Well, no, you too. You start shit. You always say, "Oh, Nick, all you like is corn," when it's like, no, I like a lot more shit than corn.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not talking shit about your taste. I'm just making funny that you only talk about corn. There's a difference there.
Well, that's because they're so great. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I like how they started against me, but slowly this alliance just corrupted themselves and started fighting each other.
Every time I'm thinking, me and Nick got this, we're going to be together, he just punches me in the face before the fight starts.
I mean, this is what Ganja says. Ganja basically tells people that, like, yeah, don't be on Nick's side because he'll turn on you in a minute.
He'll be on your side, and then he'll be like, but you know, Ganja, I have a different opinion. Bah!
Family Mix over here, which, by the way, I didn't know that was his name, Family Mix. I did not know that, so, yeah.
Who?
I mean, I guess isn't that what Ganja called him earlier? FMLHY.
I thought called him Family Mix because I thought it was actually an I, but no, it's an HMX.
Oh, well, then
Family Mix. I like it. I like it better than whatever the hell his thing is anyway. No offense, guy.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna call it Family Mix for now, and that's actually a pretty good name. And if it's not that, then you tell us what it is. But yeah, I like that you're in the chat too. I like that he added some stuff to it. I'm pretty sure he did add stuff in there too. Adrian over here is talking about the Amino chat's fun. And yeah, I've been meaning to get on there a lot more often too. But if you guys ever want to like just talk to all of us, and we will actually respond, unlike another Amino chat.
He's not about the God Amino chat. God doesn't answer a lot of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, people, go ahead and go into the Mino chat and hook us up. Just hook up with us. Don't hook us up with anything. We don't want no drugs or anything that you can sell us. But, yeah.
Nobody promises you can't keep.
Well, what'd you say?
Hey, you saying, like, we don't want drugs sold to us, man. I was like, don't make promises you can't keep there, Nick.
Yo, count down to when Ganja accidentally asks for drugs in the Mino chat.
I do not.
Yo, I respect the Double Toasted community too much, as well as our own community, and I think you guys are reasonable people in society. Plus, Nick will fire me with a quickness if I use you guys to try to get weed.
Pretty much. I'm sorry, I would.
Hey, but you do it fast enough, I'll never find out.
I guess so. But here's the thing.
Bullshit. That'll be the only time you check the Mino, like 1 o'clock in the morning, like, this motherfucker. And he won't even call the fucking Google Hangouts. He'll call my phone.
I really would, and I have your number now too, so I'll follow you wherever the fuck you go. But the thing is, though, is like I also follow these two because I'm afraid they're talking shit about me. I always follow them on their Facebook show. Now, Mr. Ganja Guru, why don't you tell the folks once again about the Facebook gaming show you guys do, the Untitled Gaming Show? Which you need a fucking name.
No, fuck that. It's the Untitled Video Game Show because sometimes we be doing bullshit on there. We be talking a lot of shit, most importantly. And if you guys know, I can't read for shit, and I sometimes pronounce things that make it racial when it's not racial at all. If you want to check out the Untitled Video Game Show, where we do it every Friday at 7:30 CST time, that's the goal we try to go for, but sometimes a little bit later. But make sure to check us out. We got a good show. We got great content. Me and Alan, we just most of our video gameplay. Like right now, we just finished our rare gameplay, and coming up, we're gonna do Far Cry 5. Just get you guys used to the 21st century, because Alan's been getting mad at me for doing nostalgia for a while.
Well, mostly for the last 3 games in a fucking row have been games you specifically
5 games. 5 games.
5 games in a row specifically to piss me off.
Wait, no, those are 3. Those are 3.
Jesus, that's what I said. You corrected me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm just saying, people. I'm not the fun police. These two have been fun policing each other all fucking night already. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
bullshit. We have a great time on there. Anybody that comes by the Facebook page, our chat just be popping on there. They have a great time talking shit. And if they were, catch me and Alan slipping with our words and not, they'll realize that I actually played a console that was unreleased known as the Super Nintendo 65. And it was a great console. I had it when I was 7.
Wait,
I love that
Donkey
shit.
Kong 65?
I fucked up hard.
I can't remember when it is. It's early. I think before we played the game, he's like, "Yo, man, I remember playing this game on the N65." I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
You gotta stop smoking, man. Jesus Christ.
And check out the show. That's not the only fuck up.
Yeah, I know.
No. There's a great one towards the end of the show that's hilarious.
Well, it's also not Japanese. It's great.
But the thing is, though, Mr. Ganja Guru, is that, the rule is not fucking up. You can actually fuck up all the shit you want. You can say anything wrong. But if you get to
That's not what you say after the show.
Yeah, that's probably true. But we're not going to say that I'm a monster yet. But the thing is like, if someone else comes onto the show, just so I don't yell at them like I yell at you guys, let's see if they can follow those rules. But they can't follow the rules unless they know what the rules are. So why don't you tell these great people what the rules are, man?
Rule number 1, guys. Newcomers, show us the call first. We're all about those fresh, new smelling faces. People haven't seen in a while. Damn right, fresh as fuck. So, we haven't seen you in a while. You're popping off for the first time. Let us know in the DT or, of course, on our Facebook page. We'll let you guys in through the Google Hangouts and just come bullshit with us. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other. Or make real bad sound effects, because we're not that type of show. We're not the Skittles show. We're not going to give you sound effects with that shit. So keep that to yourself and just don't be rude to other people. So don't talk over each other. Rule number 3, please no nudity. I would not give an example. I fucked up last time and I almost broke out laughing thinking about it today. So guys, keep the titty and the dick in your shirts and your pants. Because you don't need that shit on you. Shut up, you. Rule number 4.
Wait, you said keep the dick and the titty in your shirt.
Shut up, you.
Okay, Gaji, you're not allowed doing the rules anymore.
I hate you, Nick, because I was about to just go right along, and he just broke down and started laughing. I was already laughing for fucking up last week. Screw you. Rule number 4, do not give anyone a goddamn link. If you do that, you're gone, and so is their dumbass for clicking it. Rule number 5, read the rules, and Alley Girls, finish this shit, please.
Don't be a dick. Just
Thank you.
don't.
Hey, if you're going to be a dick, make sure to stay in the shirt where you belong.
Hey, you're gonna be a dick. Make sure it's in that shirt.
Wearing the wrong fucking.
I fucking hate you, bro. I was doing so good.
Yo, suck my titty.
Sometimes I wonder how the show gets up every single time we come on here.
Hey, how about this? I run the video game show.
Yeah, really.
Oh man, well,
What am I doing with my life?
Now here's the thing. One thing that we used to do, and I know I already did the whole spiel last week, but like, yeah, one thing we used to do a lot was community questions. This was our big staple before Flex and Chill and things like that, and we decided to do this again. And people did such a great job sending us questions on the midweek. Like, that was one of my favorite segments we've done in a long time.
Oh yeah, that was great.
So we decided, hey, there's some leftovers from that. We should probably just do it again. And take the rest of your guys' questions. So any questions that you guys asked us on the Mino this week, we're going to use them all right now, today. So, with that said, Mr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you were here for the last show, Alley Girl, so you're going to get some fresh new questions.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, too, it's not all funny. Some of them might be a little depressing.
Don't put any stupid thing of what is fruit on this shit. Like
Hey,
last
they ask
When
it.
your
Fruit.
first, when your first loved one died, how did you react? Were you sad?
Don't give
Lord.
that idea, because if they ask that shit, we'll answer it. Like,
How the fuck are we gonna answer it?
so, let's
You're really trying to turn the FCA panel like BBM said.
Exactly, but let's go ahead and try this shit out. So, our first one's by Max, aka Little Ragnarok. I'm sorry, that's still your name, brother. But yeah, his question is: are there any new nerd book series or properties that you want to be adapted to film or TV? And I can answer this first if you guys don't have anything.
What was that called?
Film or TV? So when he says book, can it also be like a graphic novel?
You know, for this particular thing, because we don't read too much in this group, I would say yes. Go ahead.
Okay, I probably mentioned this before, especially when we talk about horror films, because me and Nick are huge fans of zombies, and we've talked about this series before. And Allie's also a fan of this movie because of one actor is in it. 20 Weeks Later, the graphic novel.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love to see either a Netflix series or maybe a movie dedicated. Not too much a movie because I worry it might be too much World War Z-ish, but like with the graphic novels based around these three characters that are going through the early days of the infection, and they are actually trying to survive it. And it's based on actual like survival stories where you have one as a soldier who lost his family during the initial infection, and he's trying to fight along and actually survive. The other one is a family that's trying to, I guess, adapt to it. And it's not like Walking Dead in a sense because the characters don't have long to adapt to the situation because of the whole zombies dying out. It just shows how quickly the situation could go to hell and then how quickly it just burns itself out. So it's a realistic depiction of a affection movie, which is something I think Alan would appreciate from a zombie movie as well.
I was gonna say it's called The Walking Dead. It's already been done.
Yeah, but this was the first one to do it in that sense before they released that the zombies are just going to be around forever before everyone dies in The Walking Dead. Before that became a thing. Matter of fact, these two things actually started around the same time.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, you, Alan. Is there anyone? Is there anything you got?
Okay, I have one off the top of my head, but I honestly cannot fucking remember what it's called. Maybe somebody else can throw while I try to figure this out in the next couple of seconds. It's bugging me too because I read these books as a kid and I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Wow. Okay. Now, Allie, how about you, girl?
I got nothing for this question because I haven't read a graphic novel or comic book in a while, sadly.
What about just a regular book?
Yeah, I got nothing either.
One thing I'll say, and I don't know, I can't find the fucking the actual like picture of this, but there was a thing that came out recently about Hulk having adamantium. And I thought
the Wolverine Hulk bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean I looked it up, Hulk adamantium, and I can't really find a whole lot here. I think it was destroy adamantium. I don't know what the fuck, but basically, I would love to see this somehow added, like a big robot Hulk. Like he's already so powerful, but you've seen certain villains kind of get the hang or they get the gate up on him. Like some people get the better of him, and I'm like, God, dude, him with metal claws or something like fucking Wolverine, like a big ass Wolverine Hulk. That might be really cool. Like,
nah, man, that's not the Hulk, man. He don't need armor, bro. That's the whole point. He gets angry, he gets strong, man. You're just trying to change the character's lore, man. That's not how you do the Hulk, right, Alan?
Well, I mean, despite like, it's always interesting to do different things. Now, that's fucking stupid, but for different reasons.
What? Okay, why do you feel stupid, by the way? I'm
It's
curious.
just because, like, when you kind of look into it, it's really just like, yo, man, it's really not. It's done disingenuous. Not like this could be cool. Like, no. Let's combine the Hulk with Wolverine because we want to sell units, and it honestly just doesn't work within even the universe because it's like a lot of the powers won't mesh properly with the Hulk because it's like, are you gonna put the bones on the Hulk or both on Bruce Banner? Because the adamantium wouldn't work either way. He wouldn't be able to actually transform into the Hulk. Like, the physics don't work.
By the way, people are saying that basically Weapon Hulk, Weapon H, or Weapon X, these are Netflix series, or maybe it's just one and someone messed up the letter.
Yeah.
But this actually technically exists, so I guess I got my wish. It exists. You know what I mean?
It might be a movie or something. But I didn't find what I was thinking about, but I did find one. It was the comic series that actually got me into comics. It was DC's Final Crisis.
Final Crisis?
Yeah, and basically what it was a giant event comic in which Darkseid gets the anti-life equation, and with that he basically it's like, think of it as the Infinity Gauntlet, but like it's more destructive and more like it's a lot darker because once he can control it, he can control all life, but it basically just kills everything. And that's essentially what it is. It's like a
depressing look on the fucking cover here, dude. Like,
oh yeah, no, it's fucking depressing as shit. Like, I love it because the comic starts off with, in the first issue, is Batman gets captured, the Daily Planet gets blown up, and Lois Lane is injured, not killed, so Superman is just bummed out. Half the Justice League gets captured, and that's in the first issue. So the people that are supposed to be defending the Earth are just gone for various fucking antics. So it's all up to the B and C heroes to try to pick up the slack while the world or the universe is essentially ending. And I was thinking in my head, like, the Injustice guys could do this perfectly. Because every kind of issue deals with a different superhero doing different stuff, trying to solve this one big problem, and I think the Injustice games could do it perfectly.
This looks really cool. I'm sorry, but like, damn, I almost want to go look that shit up. And
it's so good. It has my favorite Batman moment of all time, where he pulls a gun, points it at Darkseid, and goes, "I made a solemn vow against guns and killing, but for you, I'm gonna make a once-in-a-lifetime exception," and shoots the motherfucker.
Yeah, and for me, man, and I already named one. But god damn it, World War Z, I know it was done in a movie. Right. God damn, movie was so bad. I'm sorry, but they gotta give that another chance, man. That never happened.
you ever listen to the audiobook of it, Alan? Not Alan, Nick Diaz, my friend.
Oh wait, did I ever listen to an audiobook?
Yeah.
No, I just read the book.
I would recommend you actually checking out the audiobook. It has a lot of great voice acting to a lot of the characters. It doesn't do all the stories because a few of them got to get left behind because I think it's going to be like almost, I think 35 hours, so maybe 72 hours of an actual read. But they get a lot of extra actors and whatnot. And Mark Hamill plays the soldier that's the one that tells you the story of Yonkers. And that dude does a great fucking voice acting for that scene. You can probably just find it on YouTube. Or, you can find it through a legal me for 99 cents.
Sure. One more thing, too, I want to bring it up because I never get to bring this up as much as I would like to. But people, if anyone ever wants to challenge the Terminator for being stupid, like Alan does, because he's like, hey, everything after 2 sucks. Which, I mean,
Am I wrong?
I mean, no. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying, like, the idea of what Terminator is, like, I'm just saying, like, the story itself should not be ruined with these horrible fucking movies that they weren't made by James Cameron and whatever. And I feel like reading this, the T2 Infiltrator books, and Future War and all that stuff, is by S.M. Sterling. These books, I cannot tell you how much I unbelievably love, like, the Terminator storyline because of these books. This is better than even the fucking movies. I'm telling you, it fits so perfectly around the entire realm of Terminator stuff where James Cameron said, yeah, these books is going to be the next movie. Like, literally, it's based off these books. So that's why I'm hyped for the Terminator movie, and especially with Linda Hamilton coming back. Don't bring back Edward Furlong, though. That dude's, like, on drugs or something. Like, I don't want that to come back. But, yeah, I cannot wait for that shit to come out. And Kirk Lazarus saying the Sarah Connor Chronicles was okay. It looks cheap, but, yeah, it looks like well, I mean, I can't trust your opinion at this point, Alan. Like,
I watched the whole thing.
I know, but we disagree so much. It's just we have different tastes. You know what I mean? Like, it's not nothing against you.
I think it's honestly as bad as T3 and up. Like, I think that's how the Sarah Connor Chronicles are.
Yeah, shit. I mean, did you like Genesis?
It was okay.
Okay, I loved it. It's just I hated the trailer because it told me everything. But yeah, like. So, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, Jadra and Blen saying she might have to check some of these books out. Yeah, I mean, dude, I want to check out the thing you were talking about, Alan, the what's it called again? The
Final Crisis.
Final Crisis?
Yeah,
I
Final
gotta
Crisis,
check that out. That shit looks awesome. But we'll move on. Sorry about that, folks. It's just we never get to talk about books, and that was a fucking awesome question, Max. I love you. So, let's move on. Pow! This is by Alan. Have you ever told a younger sibling a fact that made them cry? I'm curious, why did you even ask this? Because I feel like you got a good fucking story to go along with that question.
It was the whole. Have you ever heard of the whole fact that like during your life you eat like 20 spiders or some shit like that?
No.
Okay, so basically what it is how it is just depending on where you live in the world, but based on the fact that your body is super warm during the night, spiders will sometimes crawl in your mouth and they'll just die. And apparently that's like a proven fact or some shit. I remember thinking that was so funny. I told that to my brother, and he must have been 5 at the time, and he kept crying and crying because he just thought I didn't think he'd be crying so much, but he's like, I don't want to go to the spiders. Those spiders are, I don't want to go to bed.
Alright, me, I don't have one where I made her cry, but man, this bitch got me. I was babysitting my niece and my nephew at the time, and he was maybe like, I think 4, and she was already like 12. And we were just hanging out, talking, just doing the shit. She was talking about school and whatnot, just like growing up. What she's doing in school, she's doing with grades and whatnot. And we happened to talk. It was like around Christmas time. We were just joking around about Christmas, and I was like, "Yeah, and being older, so I don't have to worry about tiptoeing, about Santa Claus being real or not." And she just looked at me. She was like, "Santa Claus is not real."
Oh,
you ruined that.
Hold on,
an asshole.
Hold on, hold the fuck on. As my heart's sinking, as you guys said that shit. That bitch looks at me with a straight face like, I'm just playing with you. I already know Santa Claus is fake.
Oh, my God.
That is great.
Hey,
that girl's going to grow up to be the biggest internet troll in the world, but that was great.
Fucking asshole. You, Allie, you got anything that you made a younger sibling cry about?
I don't have a younger sibling.
Have you ever made a child cry?
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean like a family member.
It was that one time she stole a candy from a baby.
No. Kids like me. I don't cause kids to cry. Sorry.
No, really quick though, like, and maybe this is another thing we'll have our daily Nick's a fucking retard, thing. But like, yeah, freaking sibling. That's anyone that's relative to you that's younger, right? Or
sibling is brother sister.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like cousin too.
No, it's someone you're directly related to. Your sibling.
Oh, well, I don't have a younger sibling either, so I got no answer now. But
no, you can just again, we'll expand it to just anytime you made a child cry at this point.
Okay, well, shit. No, damn, it's like everyone knows too that for sure I've made younger children cry, so it's just like it is what it is. I will tell you the sad one, instead of anything else that's bad because I'm a dick. my nephews and nieces, my niece and nephews, I tried to get them into wrestling because I'm so into wrestling.
Yeah, that would make people cry.
Fuck you. And I remember one time we were watching this stuff that was like on it was like WWE 24/7, whatever the fuck show, and they're talking about Eddie Guerrero and doing all these awesome things like, oh, he won the championship and he fights all these big guys and it's fucking amazing, and Eddie Guerrero's the greatest guy. And my nephew, who was I think he was 3 years old at the time, and he was starting to kind of like get into it, like, oh shit, Eddie Guerrero, I like this dude. This dude's pretty badass. And then you find out that, yes, of course, and everyone who likes wrestling in the chat right now remembers this, but he died in 2005. And we got to the end of the video, and my nephew's like, yo, like before we even got to that point, he's like, I want to play the video game. I want to be Eddie Guerrero. Like, we should watch something. And then the video ends, like, rest in peace. Eddie Guerrero dies November something something. And the thing is, like, the video explained that he had friends like Rey Mysterio and Chris Benoit. So my nephew was like, that's sad, but we'll watch wrestling like next week or something. The next fucking week on Monday, Chris Benoit kills himself and his kid and his wife.
Oh my god!
Remind me, next time you say, yo, Alan, let's watch something, I'm not watching it.
So my nephew was like,
Yo,
what?
Nick has the worst timing when it comes to wrestling. Like he hypes the worst events to have everyone come check out.
Oh yeah, like the W20 Raw 25 thing. I fucking
That was great. I almost saw WWE Nerds Riot.
Yeah, dude. No, and I had the whole rap. I was like, yeah, people wrestling, woo! It's gonna be so cool. And like the worst show I've ever fucking seen came on. Like I'm just like,
hey, next week made up for it.
Man, it shit was bad. But yeah, man. I'm just telling people to square up in the chat. I don't know what the fuck.
Why is he fighting people in chat?
Square up.
Which I don't even know what's going on. Aaron said, my brothers never made me. Wait a minute. Damn, we're about to say Aaron. Holy shit. But yeah, man. No, so once again, we make people cry. That's moving on. This question, but the Ruthless Wonder. He says, okay, so you can have all the material success you've ever wanted, no limits, but you had to get rid of and never speak again to anyone you consider or considers you a friend. What do you do? Now, I'm going to go last.
Motherfucker, with that statement, you're going first.
But I'm going to go to Allie
yeah,
first.
Yeah, fuck that. Hold on. I'm sorry, Allie. You need this evil motherfucker to go first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. I'm sorry, but if I was guaranteed to have all of my successes I've ever wanted, the whole thing, all my dreams come true, which are mostly material, then aside from like people that are like my family or like someone I'm in love with or whatever.
Oh no,
like,
that's
part of it.
Yeah, that's them too.
Ruthless did not make that part of it.
Yeah, he did. That's exactly what's part of there.
No, you're
anyone in your life. Pull up that question again. I'll prove this in the court of law. Okay, so you can have all the material success that you ever wanted, but you can't speak to anyone you consider or consider you a friend. That could be any relationship type, man.
No, but if you start like dating somebody, like that person, that's more than friend.
Yeah, but you're still friends to a certain degree, though. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the person you're dating doesn't hate you.
Okay, well then then no, I wouldn't do it then.
You might get away with your mom and dad.
Okay, well then no, I would not do that. But well, it makes me sound even worse because I kind of answered the other way without the girlfriend.
I'm nice enough to throw all of us on this bus, but
he wasn't going to throw all of us under the bus except for his family.
Can we change the question really quick just so I can beat the ass in the room? Okay, thank you.
Hey, if you share his last name right now, you're safe.
Well, by the way, too, just the way you guys reacted to me, how's Allie gonna fucking say, "Oh yeah, I would totally get rid of all my friends for material successes"? But Allie, go ahead, answer the question. I'm gonna pull it right now, just in case you forgot.
See, now this is tricky. But
oh my god,
this is a bad question asked live.
It's like, would you rather like be, comfortable for the rest of your life financially and everything, or your friends? But honestly, I feel like, money buys happiness to a certain point, but then you're always going to be alone. You're always going to be miserable.
No, you can get new friends.
And that's what hookers. Yeah, but
you can get new friends, but like you build relationships, you build like such a trust with the people you already have, and it's just kind of hard to find anything else like that. So I feel like, hey, if you work hard and whatever, you'll get successful no matter what. So I keep my friends.
Yeah. Well, I will say, That's bullshit. No, I'm joking. I just like for me personally, I'm just gonna say that just because I just want to be honest with how I feel because we're all just gonna say the same answer and it's like no.
Sure.
Like, for me personally, if we took off anyone who considers me a good friend and like girlfriend and like certain family members like I think if you pass 10 years being my friend, you put up with a lot of shit, so you're more than friend. That you don't count. It's like my best friend I will keep. You know,
man, that is semantics for your ass.
Sorry, but like with
My
that
super
said,
duper buddy, yeah, he's not a friend.
it's just you gotta realize too is like you lose, you know, the friends you have are all gone, but you can come back and get them later. You know what I mean?
Well,
and you have a lot of
depends on how
money,
you
so
get rid
they'll
of them,
totally say yes.
No, they're gone. This is the whole point of the question. They're gone, buddy.
Like would they die?
Yeah, they're
Well,
probably
You
dead.
can't speak to them again.
Okay, it's like one of those things where it's like, imagine, like you've had some falling out with your fucking friends that you'll never speak to again. We've all been there. It's to that level. Like I know the people, even if they paid me, I would never fucking talk to them again.
God, that's a ruthless ass question, ruthless fucking wonder.
Well, that's the point,
That's a fucked
though.
up question. That's really.
And honestly, just to throw one out, it depends. What does he mean by material says? That just means
It's better than if you wrote one out.
no. Question is, does that okay? With that question, is it simply just you get a lot of money, or does that mean you get your career that you actually want to do?
Well, yeah, you got a lot of money. You're
Is it-
successful. We'll just say that you're very successful. You have the job you've always wanted.
Okay, because
Whatever.
my job is to I want to be a scientist and head of the CDC, and at that position, I could save the world. So if it meant I got that position, maybe. Like if there was a situation where I got to be the head of the CDC, yeah, I'd fucking do it.
Well,
Sure, I
thanks,
would lose everyone
Alan.
I would lose everyone I care about, but I would cure so many diseases and help the world. I think that's worth it to a certain degree.
All I know is I can't look at guns right
Oh boy,
Why?
me and him just broke down with the giggles, bro, and it was great.
No,
It was so great.
because you're a fucking idiot. But basically, when we were laughing, Alan just admitted that he'd lose all of us for science. So fuck you, because he's gonna lose.
Hey,
us
don't do
anyway.
that for communism.
Okay, to be fair on Alan's side, like he actually can do something to better the world. So it's like, well, I would understand.
Oh
you know.
shit, he's gonna be doing
The
drugs.
need of the
Like,
many outweigh the need of the
That's
few.
you, motherfucker. Don't throw that on me.
No, I feel like Alan's totally gonna do drugs if he succeeds a lot. Yeah. I'm looking over here in the chat too, and BBM saying 10 years with Nick. Damn, that's a lot of pay. But yeah, Christopher Brown, he's saying he's not my friend, he's my buddy, companion, associate. That's
That's some bullshit. That is a loophole. That's not how that works.
y'all some cheating motherfuckers in the chat.
I'm just saying, too, because you can't just get that success out of nowhere, too. Maybe you make a friend because of
Probably
all
through
that
magic,
shit.
dude.
It's a genie, goddammit.
Yeah, there we go. Genie
Yeah,
wish.
can you imagine just like a ruthless, like floating, like, and he has like mermaid legs, and he's just like,
That would be, I
hey
don't know why,
man.
but that image is kind of cool to me.
No, like basically
Genie
Robin
and
Williams.
a mermaid are different things, Nick.
No, I know, like a man-made jackass. Like I don't fucking know. Like, like I'm talking about like goddamn Robin Williams, the genie from Aladdin.
Wait, hold on a second. How the motherfuckers gonna come head of the CDC when you can't even use real science terms right now under Donald Trump?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, like Donald Trump
Oh,
is
okay,
like-
that's what you mean. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Donald Trump's. Well, okay. This isn't. When I said that, I meant it on the sense of like that's my dream job, like to work at the CDC, implying Trump doesn't just say fuck it, we're not allowed doing science
The
anymore.
genie was so powerful he changed the elections.
This is
Oh.
why he doesn't like The Walking Dead, because they blew up the CDC in season 1.
Oh no, that's actually like. I love the fact that they went to the CDC because yeah, that place would hold out during the zombie apocalypse. Of course
I
it
guess
fucking would. It's against viruses. Of course it hold up against the fucking. That's actually. I was always joking as a kid. That's why I wanted to join the CDC because if I'm wrong and the zombie apocalypse does happen, that's the safest place on Earth.
Probably until it blows up itself. But moving on though, I'm gonna go ahead and and Ganja, I
I
already
like
know.
how he didn't even ask me.
No, it's okay. Well, you were laughing your ass off, and I was laughing too. And every time I look at you, I feel like laughing because all the stupid shit you say. So stop doing that, you fucking asshole. But yeah, I already know what you're gonna say though, man. Like, yeah, of course. You're Mr. Community now. Like, you fucking love the people, so of course you wouldn't, right?
I wouldn't do it honestly, man. Because the thing, like material stuff, like yeah, that's all good and well, but like as someone that knew a lot of people that had money and that would take me on trips with them and whatnot, that looks like good and well, but like I know a lot of those people as an adults, and the money's not helping them at all, and it's kind of making them more debilitating to them. Their like the most negative aspects. And I like to think like Alan would be the one to kind of resist that shit, but I think when it comes to a lot of material being put on one person, there's a lot of chances for that shit to go fucked up ways.
Yeah.
So, and I actually really like you guys, and if I don't have the money to share out with you guys and use it, ball out, and go on trips, you guys, like Ali said, I'm just gonna be fucking lonely. and it's just gonna be me and just a bunch of Amsterdam hookers, and eventually my penis will wear out and I'll be tired.
Yeah, that's true, and we don't want to wear our penis. You need
Exactly.
that. But moving on. That was stupid. But
Yes.
moving on. Yes, it's the next question. Pow! By Bro Black.
Pow, pow!
Yes. God, man, your name. I feel so awful when I say your name, bro. Like, I know it's BBM, but it's like I want to give you your respect of like that's your username. But god damn, that's a mean.
He
that's
respects
mean
his
to
poor status.
He
man.
wrote it out there, and you said it the acronym. That's good enough.
say. I guess. But
Hey,
no.
he may be a broke black man, but he's not into debt.
Yeah, I guess so. But moving on, though, he asks, and this is a simple thing that we're not going to talk about too much. We're just going to show what we actually put. But he says, how do you guys rate the MCU films from Iron Man to Black Panther? And we got our answer. Pa-pow! This is all the Marvel movies ranked from best to worst from all of us. Now, one thing you guys are going to know is that Ganja is not on this list. And that's because this motherfucker,
He hates them all. He doesn't like a single Marvel movie.
he literally sent me this thing. He goes, hey, man, he goes, Iron Man best, Age of Ultron worst.
Oh
This is
my
fucking
God.
Man,
question.
you don't watch all the movies. You think Age of Ultron is the worst one.
Yeah.
Alright. I would like to break the list down for you if I could do it off of memory. It's Iron Man 1, Incredible Hulk, and then you go down to, I think, Avengers is one I personally enjoyed, Ant-Man, Civil War, and then after that kind of gets spotty, and I'm going to throw, I liked really, what is it called? Black Panther, really. That's going to be like number 7.
What's it called? The one with the Black
The one-
Panther.
He's a black guy, and he kind
No,
of looks
'cause
like a
I
panther.
I fucked up and almost said Avengers Civil War 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're just making up stuff now.
But I'm gonna do mine really quick. Black Panther is my favorite movie, and Age of Ultron is my second. I don't know how Allie and Ganja dislike the movie so much. I
Oh,
just
it's horrible.
don't get it.
It's trash. Well, it's not the trashiest trash, but it's still up there.
Yeah, because you put it right next to Thor 2. And I mean, Alan's worst stuff, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I haven't seen it yet. That's why it's not on my list at all. But goddamn, like you really hate
okay.
that movie, man.
I think honestly, I think that's one of the worst things. But for people that are wondering why I did the list the way I did, is I ordered it based on how likely I am to rewatch it.
Mhm.
So Civil War and Avengers are at the top because I'll watch those movies any goddamn day of the week. Same thing with Incredible Hulk. And right on the bottom are movies I'll never fucking watch. I think like Doctor Strange is the cutoff point where it's like those are the movies I'll never fucking watch again. Like Age of Ultron is all right, but it feels just very like he didn't really know what he was doing. Thor 2, as much as I have fun with it, I'll never watch it again. And Guardians 2 is I've never been mad at a Marvel movie till that one.
Now, Allie's and yours is Captain America: Civil War. Now, Allie, I mean, have you watched this a bunch more times, like since the last time we talked about this? Because I think the last time we talked about this like a year ago or a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Black Panther and Civil War were so close, and I was like really struggling between the two,
Right.
which one would be first. But then I thought about it. As much as I really love Black Panther, the action scenes really underwhelmed me, and that took me out. Like I felt like I, of course, was enjoying myself, but I would have loved to have seen something that would have been like, oh man, it's so cool! Oh my god, like what? And I got that from Civil War because it's like having all these characters. Which I mean, hey, Black Panther's in it too, so I'm like, okay, I can, I can, like I'm okay with that, But then you also got everyone else. And it was just like that airport scene alone, that was just incredible. And I think back to that, I'm just like, I geek out a little bit. I'm like, yeah, that's first,
Yeah.
And I just feel like also the Captain America movies are just like so unique and different from the rest of the Marvel movies. Like they're just really good films that you can just kind of pop on and like really enjoy. Like I guess the first one is like much more
okay.
Marvel. But like, yeah, Winter Soldier and Civil War are just like really interesting, like conflicts between characters, and of course they have some really great action scenes and they're really well done. But it really is, you really care about like all the characters and like all of their struggles and everything they're going through, and that just really kind of sealed the deal for me. So yeah, that's why I put that at number 1. And man, Thor, screw that, man.
Yeah, the Dark World is one of the worst fucking movies.
It's
man.
awful.
It's okay.
So man,
I don't know how you
I
think
can
that,
barely.
man.
First of all, I can barely remember it, so it's like not very memorable. But from what I can remember, like the villain was terrible. You had Kat Dennings, which I like her in anything else, but man, she was just so annoying. Natalie Portman, why is she there? It's just like a bunch of
Nobody knows.
jokes. Like they're trying to do like, oh, it's so dark, guys, it's so dark. But then we're gonna have these like quippy jokes right here. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you guys doing? So
Hey.
yeah, man.
Hey, I'm a simple man. I like seeing Thor with his hammer. They showed a lot of Thor with the hammer. Go ahead.
I bet you like Thor.
Nah, you got Ragnarok for that. Like
Yeah,
I felt like
Ragnarok's
I
a
know
much better
Nick
film
hates
than
it.
that. But
I know Nick hates it, but like yeah, Ragnarok is just like so much more enjoyable, and it just like it see the whole thing I didn't like about the Dark World and the first Thor, even though I do like Thor, you see it's like more higher up, but I always hated the Earth scenes. I felt like they were just so boring and just the most uninteresting, and like Asgard and all of the galaxy stuff was so much more intriguing. So like having Thor Ragnarok be nothing but that, except for like 1 or 2 scenes on Earth, I was like, all right, this is great. So that's why I kind of put that more like towards the middle or something. Was it the middle? I can't even see my list right now. But no, but yeah, like when I was saying how way he ranked it, for me, I ranked it based on rewatchability, but also like just really good filmmaking as well. And you know what I felt was the most memorable, whether it was like characters, whether it was action scenes, whether was the story. I kind of factored all those things in. And yeah, screw the Iron Man movies except for the first one, because like I had a hard time. I was flipping back and forth between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 for like one of the worst. And I thought about it. I'm like, okay, Iron Man 3 just makes me extremely mad the way they handled that villain. So I was like, yeah, that's definitely much more worse. And then what's the whole thing with Pepper Potts and her freaking superpowers? I'm like, yeah, this is bad. Like, really bad. Really bad.
Iron Man really lost his shit, but I will say, people talk a lot of shit about Iron Man 3. Man, I don't know, man. I don't see how it was worse than Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was just fucking
Yeah,
I'm kind of with Nick.
Iron Man 2 is a filler movie. It's not like the worst thing, but I think what it is that like you can forget Iron Man 2 existed, but with Iron Man 3, it does things that are just almost to fuck with the audience. Like the whole twist with the villain. If that twist with the villain wasn't there, that would be a much better movie, because the villain was actually super interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'm Trevor. It's like, why? Why is this here? I think that's why people hate it more, because of the bullshit in that movie.
Yeah, at that point, you're like, okay, I'm with this dude. You got Ben Kingsley, really high caliber actor here, and then all of a sudden, like, nah, he's an actor, blah 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 blah, and it's like all of a sudden it just becomes into a comedy show, and I'm just like,
Waka Waka, Allie.
wait, what? Are you
It's-
serious?
It becomes 2 different movies.
It's such a stupid plot twist. Like, it wasn't even clever. It was just stupid. And that just made me mad. And like, cause I was really back and forth, because I did not like Iron Man 2 either. But I'm like, I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? At least Black Widow's cool in it.
Yeah,
it got that going. Like,
That's true.
To her. So I was just like, okay. They had like some cool scenes. But yeah, Iron Man 3 is just like, most of it is just like Tony Stark. Just like, oh my god, I don't have my suit. Let me talk to this kid. And then like,
Let me fuck with this kid for an hour.
Yeah,
pretty much.
which I mean, hey, the whole like chemistry between him and the kid was really good. Like, I felt like the kid was really good, good actor, and bounced off well with Robert Downey Jr. It's like, I don't really want to be seeing that for like a whole hour. Like I want to actually get to the Iron Man stuff. Y'all, if you could get back to that would be great. And then when it does, you're like, wait, this is what? No, this is not what I wanted at all.
This is not the way.
Not the way.
But I will say the action was pretty good, but I mean, I see what you guys are saying about it.
That trailer is incredible.
It really
That
is.
first trailer is incredible.
That's exactly it. The trailer was great. It got you hyped for it, and then you see it, and you're like, why?
It's gonna be a dark, somber story about the hubris of Iron Man. Nah, it's just a comedy stick with a guy that.
So what makes you think that?
No, I mean, knowing it's Iron Man 2, you're gonna know that it's not gonna be as dire as this, because this trailer was trying to make it seem like, oh, it's the biggest shit. And I'm like, we just saw Avengers. We know it's not gonna be that silly. Like,
No,
I put the wrong show.
Iron Man 2 is before the Avengers.
No, I'm talking about Iron Man 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah. Because the trailer, this is the trailer to Iron Man 3.
Yeah, the trailer's great.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I like the movie. And I thought the trailer was cool too, but at the same time I was like, well, yeah, this suffers from that trailer template of like, you have to do the bonk, and you have to do the, oh my god, danger
Hey, blame
zone.
Inception for that, man.
And, well, shit, it before Inception. I remember people don't give like credit to Transformers doing that shit before Inception, and I hate that shit because they're the ones who start to.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they might. It's one of those things where it's when I said blame Inception because Inception made it super epic popular.
Mhm.
It might have started elsewhere, but it's like who made it like holy shit, every movie has to have it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that used to annoy the shit. Like Inception, what's that? And they call it Inception horn. Like okay, but yeah. Aside from that, though, this list, I do think that, like, for most of us, we do agree that the Thor movies aren't really the best. Even Alan put Captain First Avengers, like, not very, very low, but lower than the middle. But yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, just to answer BBM's question, like, yeah, my very worst is Ragnarok, obviously. Black Panther is the best, and I know you guys have your reasons for doing the list that you did it. I do it in the sense of like, what is worth that movie theater ticket? And honestly, like Black Panther is probably not the best movie on that list. I will tell you that much. There's a lot of shit wrong with that movie, but god damn, you need to see that movie in the theater. Like you really do. That as well as like Iron Man. People are talking about the whole AMC doing the 31 marathon, whatever the fuck thing going on.
Great idea.
I disagree, but with them doing that, I would go just to go see Iron Man. I want to see Iron Man again, and I really want to see Age of Ultron.
I want to see Civil War in the theaters again.
Oh yeah.
See, Civil War, yes, too, but there's a lot of talk in that fucking movie. Like, there's way too much.
That's what I love about it. Like, the reason, like, I was actually, like, Ali was determining between Black Panther and Civil War. I was going between the first Avengers and Civil War, but I started realizing I love them both equally because what I loved about the Avengers is it's mostly, like, that movie is mostly character development. Yeah, there's some action in it, but it's mostly getting all these characters in the same room, having them interact and bounce off each other, and you start developing these characters of how are these people really going to interact. You have, Bruce Banner being calm, even though he could be the Hulk at any time. Robert Downey Jr. just fucking with him just for the hell of it, and then you have, Captain America being essentially the stick in the mud until he realizes he has to start changing, and I love that shit. And then there's the huge action at the end. With Civil War, they have action scenes spread out there, but there's still a lot of character development with everybody dealing with this huge situation. So that's why they're really at the top, because it's not just an action fest. There's actual characters in these movies.
I'll be honest, yo. On my list, I know I put the Avengers really high, but I can't watch that movie anymore.
Man.
Really?
But I put it there by default because when I first watched it, it like changed everything. And like, first of all, I had an amazing theater experience. It was like the best ever next to The Dark Knight when I saw it. But also like, it was the first major superhero movie to like mix in all these different superheroes together. And yeah, it was well done. Like the villain was great in it. But I loved it so much that I actually watched it too many times. Yeah, like that's how it was. I watched it so many times. It's like when you eat a food that you love so much that you get sick from it. Like that's me with the Avengers. I can't watch the Avengers anymore. I've watched it so many times that I just can't. But I put it there by default because I watched it so much that I can't watch it anymore. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so like I said, I love that question from BBM, and this is our list right here. And yeah, man, hopefully we can get through some of these fucking movies in our whole like watch together thing. What we call that shit again? Our own shit, viewing party.
Yeah.
After hours, sir.
And with that said, too, Alan, do you want to make any announcements for tonight, by the way? Or if
well, tonight, as Gon just said, we're doing, we're just going to be doing music. But by the midweek, I will basically outline the next couple of weeks of how we're going to be doing the viewing parties. So I guess look forward to that. But as for tonight, we're basically just going to be chilling for the after hours.
Okay, cool, sweet. So, and if you guys do want to watch a movie, like I'll vote for it in the chat.
Oh yeah, of course, we'll down for anything.
Yeah, you guys, honestly, the fucking chat rules the after hours, because if you put something out they don't want to watch.
Alan's definitely down for anything, y'all.
Please move on.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm scared with that comment. But moving on to something else that Alan likes a lot, Deadpool 2. And I finally said it right. I didn't say Deadpool 2, but Deadpool 2.
Wow.
I don't know how you kept saying that.
I said that shit for months. No, actually years.
For months, yo.
No, because I kept saying Dead Tool, like when the fucking first one came out.
I mean, he's a tool. I'll give you that.
It's your tool.
No, he's a true tool. I'm sorry, but Ganja,
Fuck you both.
Deadpool. Deadpool's annoying as fuck.
Deadpool is great.
I cannot stand this character. But this trailer was hype. I like this trailer, Alan. I'm sorry, sir. I am so sorry. Don't hate me.
Yes.
I want to know. I'm curious, Alan. I'm gonna let you go first, dude.
No, I'll go last. I'd rather go last.
You'd rather go last? Okay. Well, Allie, how hype was this fucking trailer? Because I know you agree with me.
First of all, I love that part in the trailer. It's like, from the studio that brought you 27 dresses, the Devil Wears Prada. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I love when they do stuff like that. Man, I love it. I love Deadpool. Like, it's just hilarious, man. Like, I have a feeling this actually will live up to like the first movie, and I feel like it'll actually be a little bit. I don't know if I don't want to say better, but I'll say just like there'll be more going on. If anything, I felt like the first Deadpool, because they didn't have a lot of a huge budget, that they're kind of limited in like scenes and like locations and stuff like that. But yeah, now because that one was so successful, now they have a huge budget. I feel like it's gonna be something really, really cool. So yeah, shoot, if the ticket's already on sale, I need to buy them now.
Pretty much. And I will say,
yeah.
Andy Milonakis over here, I think he's gonna be great. This chubby kid.
Oh no, that was Sammy Gonzalez's cousin. We all know.
Yo, we all saw that photo, man. Someone posted on the fucking Children of the Toast, man.
I love it. Shout out to whoever posted on the Children of Toast. That was a great comparison. Thank God you don't know my ass.
No, well, that's the thing though. Fucking Billy said that they Double Toasted did a reaction to this already, and they're basically saying like, yeah, that little kid is Sammy Gonzalez in the past or whatever the fuck. So that's why people are doing that. But like, yeah, I will say though, like this kid. I mean, granted, I'm not gonna give a fuck about the fat kid who's like talking shit, whatever. I'm not gonna be like, oh, save him. But I will say, if he's gonna do funny shit, like there's a scene I don't know where it's at in this trailer, but there's a part where he flips off the villain, like Cable's walking up, he's like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of that kid, and he's just like, yeah, fuck you, with the middle fingers. And I will say, people are talking about the Terminator references and all that shit. Does this not look like a thing of It, like a parody of It? Like he's wearing that fucking yellow jumpsuit, it's raining, whatever. He'll float too. Like I don't know. I just feel like something around here is like an It reference.
No, it's a Ring reference.
I don't know, dude. God damn it, Alan. I didn't get too much of a vibe from that.
No.
Usually that shit really stands out.
All right. No, I mean I see what you mean in essence. I just something I saw, and I mean we can always play the game of like catching references and catching little parodies of certain things or whatever, and that's cool. Yeah, like oh I got that. Oh, Ready Player One.
Oh, that movie's references the movie. Lord.
Yeah, I actually at this point I'm not excited for the movie anymore. Fuck Ready Player
Oh,
One.
so nice to know people can stop yelling at me.
Yeah. Well, no, they'll continue. Fun police.
You're still fucking wrong.
Yeah, exactly. He's always wrong.
Yeah.
But no, like Ganja Guru, like what do you feel about this trailer, man?
I was fucking hyped for it. I love the fucking first Deadpool. I thought you guys were completely wrong when you were just talking shit when you guys were reviewing Deadpool the series for the first time around. And I wasn't here to defend his ass. I love this trailer. I think the jokes are on point. I'm worried that all the trailer is going to be all the good jokes, and we're just going to have to deal with mediocre stuff throughout the movie, which is a possibility when it comes to sequels because they want to hype you up more. So that means the trailers tend to show off a little bit more when it comes to humor or just the action sequences. And man, the action sequence in this one is very entertaining, and I hope they go more into it. The sword fighting scene really blew me away because it actually looked like some real sword fighting techniques that you see in Crown of Tiger Hair Dragon, and I hope they continue on that, and it's not just one scene, it's just over. And I was even appreciating how they're actually going to use his ability to regenerate as an ability to actually fight bad guys. Because in the trailer, at one point, he actually grabs the pistol and it fires through, and he grabs through the barrel and uses it to shoot the other dude with it. Yeah. And that's all because he doesn't, he got so used to getting his shit blown off that he doesn't care anymore about the pain. And it's just the fact that he's going to be using this ability to just heal so fast to actually use it to an effect to actually use it in combat. And I think that's a great addition to the Deadpool character.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I mean, I will say, like, yeah, this does look more extreme, more intense, which is, I mean, I guess it makes it more funny. But I gotta say, the biggest thing about this I'm really hyped for.
Yo, that was straight from Hitman.
No, it really was.
Hitman, that was from Punisher the video game.
Basically,
yeah, that too.
Does anyone remember that shit? That literally level where you started off with fucking like you start off the thing at a funeral and you're in there and you start shooting everybody. It's great.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Wait, do you have the game?
Oh shit! We can't see it. You gotta put it close to the.
Yo, that game is hype. That game is fucking great.
It really is. Actually, I really like that game a lot. Now, Hovey, put that shit away. He's like, okay, fuck you.
Hey, Nick.
Can you see it? Can you see it, guys?
Can you see it?
Rated M for mature. You know that game is. I guess that game is pretty fucking violent.
No, it really
oh fuck yeah, it is. Especially you get the mod thing. You can turn off the censorship.
Oh, you can turn that off.
Yeah, you gotta mod it. You gotta get the Game Shark though.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, that's some bullshit. That pisses me off a little bit.
Oh, that game got in trouble. That game got in a a lot of trouble when it came out. What was that? 2002, 2003?
Well,
that game legitimately got banned from places because of how violent it is.
I think that's the reason they Manhunt 2, when you play it, the graphic scenes when you kill people is censored.
Damn,
dude,
man.
You are literally doing a fucking a drill through a guy's head. That is like violent as fuck.
Yeah, GTA 5 is okay. That's bullshit.
But GTA 5 was like 16 years later, and people essentially kind of got over it. But this is back before. This is back before even San Andreas came out in the hot coffee mod. Like this is back when people were like, "Holy shit, we can't do this in video games."
Yeah. I like how Deadpool's over here like, hey guys, give me some attention. Fuck Punisher. Like he'll be in here on the next episode.
He got a Netflix series, man. I got
This is his own show, man. That's all I got, man.
I know, like, guys, are they already forgetting about me? What the fuck? No, but yeah, like I gotta say too, I like the joke at the end of this as well when T.J. Miller is basically doing something that is a little bit funny, talking about like, oh, they're not gonna make a Deadpool 2 or Deadpool 3 or whatever the fuck. Now,
Right.
for a movie that loves to break the fourth wall and be honest and be straight up with its audience, they certainly fucking like are fake as shit at the end. There's not gonna be a Deadpool 3. There will be. Well, why are you making that joke? It's almost like the pretty girl that's like, I'm ugly, so you can tell her that she's fucking fine. Like, yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, I took it more as that. Well, of course, I took it more. Of course, we're gonna make a third one. You only stop at 2 if it sucks.
Yeah, so I guess the movie sucks.
At least that's what I thought the joke was.
I guess so, but I don't know. And I will tell you, like, me liking this trailer scares me because every time I like a fucking trailer nowadays, it ends up sucking ass. And that really bothers the shit out of me. And I don't like the Wakanda joke, too. That's another thing of, like, yeah, because Black Panther, y'all, let's make jokes for, the Black Panther fans. Let's do whatever we can to squeeze any kind of fucking, like, vibranium out of that fruit as much as we fucking can. I just don't like that.
Will Valley.
Yeah, that's such primitive people. Why would you wear African garb to an African like movie? Like, I don't, Jesus Christ.
Why do you wear a tux to a show that's not even live? We all ask questions.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, but yeah, man, I'm just saying that this movie looks great. I'm gonna be honest. This looks awesome. But Alan, now it's your turn, sir. What do you feel about this, buddy?
I hate you, Ganja, because he said everything I was gonna say.
Yes.
I fucking, because I was like, man, I'll watch it. I don't give a shit. But from the moment the trailer starts, I'm like, wait, you're actually doing a trailer this time? You're not just gonna have Bob Ross talking for 2 fucking minutes? Wait, this actually has interesting dialogue? Holy shit, this actually has interesting characters? I actually give a shit about what's going on. Deadpool is actually funny? Holy shit. And then the sword fighting scene happens. And I was just out of my seat because I'm like, I love sword fighting scenes. Like, as much as I like, kung fu action, I love sword fighting scenes more than anything in the world. That's my favorite kind of action because you never see it anywhere. That's probably the only reason I watch the Star Wars movies, for the one sword fighting scene they have in that fucking thing.
You heard it here, folks. Alan likes sword fighting.
He likes it when you pull out swords.
Anyway, well, y'all make
especially when the scene is very short.
Yeah.
Anyway, the jokes were on point. The action seemed really on point. And it didn't seem like they were sitting there just having the whole time of like, let's have Cable be serious and let's have Deadpool just constantly being jokey just to break up. It felt like the jokes fit within universe, like better than some of the Marvel jokes, honestly. Because I feel like Marvel jokes, they just stopped the movie for this, where I felt this fit really organically in dialogue, which is something that I didn't really get in the last movie. So I'm actually more excited for this than I've ever been for Deadpool, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying that. And a lot of it is because, yeah, it seems like they really bumped up the action. It seems like they actually got good writers this fucking time. And even though they're doing the jokes, it feels organic within universe. It doesn't feel like they're stopping the movie so that Deadpool can make a fucking joke. So it's like, I'm super excited, but something Ali said, like, they're getting a huge budget. I'm worried this is going to be like a Matrix 2 situation where, like, we just got to do it bigger and better, and it ends up not being as, like, it ends up just, like, for me, it'll always be better than the first one because the first one was kind of eh. But it could be a situation where people just, it's overbloated because they have a bigger budget now and they can just do whatever the fuck they want. But again, they did a lot of interesting things, like Gandhi said, with the whole the physics of his abilities. I was like, wow, I kind of like how they're actually using his regeneration in part of his combat, where he doesn't have to deal with the same problems a normal person would have to deal with.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I'm looking over here in the chat too. They're basically saying,
It's
Rojo
gonna
wanted to
suck
ask.
I like it.
Yeah, true. I mean, because I'm worried now too. I was like, man, I hope Alan hates it, so maybe the movie will be good. But I don't know. One thing Rojo's saying, what character does the fat kid play? And I'm actually curious because I could have sworn this, and it was funny because Corey made the same joke on Double Toasted, but I actually legitimately thought this was the case. I thought the fat kid was the Spider-Man friend, the best friend. Because
Did you see Homecoming?
Say what?
Yeah.
Did you watch Homecoming? They look completely different.
No, they don't. I'm sorry. They look very, very similar, man.
Not to Nick Diaz over here. Apparently they're the same person.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a dick, but they looked exactly the same to me.
Oh, you're definitely a dick, but now you're racist too.
No, I think you're blind, honestly.
Motherfucker, okay. I always do this. I don't want to make fun of you, but Viola Davis, ladies and gentlemen, like, every black woman is Viola Davis to you, and you're going to tell me, like...
At least they kind of look similar.
Did you see what you just said? Not good. Anyways, so Alan once again shot himself. But at the same time, though, I gotta tell you, like, those characters, especially Spider-Man Homecoming, I felt like he was always in the way because we know that he's not going to do anything very, very significant, right? Because we know he's just a friend. He's just there so Spider-Man can be like, oh, man, this fucking suit, I can't believe it, right? And you see somebody else react to this crazy situation instead of Peter, who's just fucking loving every minute of it. And I feel like this new kid is going to be the rated R version of that. So on top of, like, Deadpool, you're so cool. There's probably going to be a part where he walks in and he's fucking his girlfriend. He's like, wow, your dick's so huge and you're fucking the shit out of her. That's awesome. And he's probably going to do a drug or something. He's like, whoa, I wish I could do that. Deadpool, you're so cool. God damn it, man. And it's just going to be
I got the opposite vibe. Like, because the first one had the girl that you see with the hair. She was basically kind of the shit-talking sidekick. And I feel like that's essentially what that kid's going to be. He's going to be the same character that girl was in the first movie. Because clearly she's grown up a little bit and now is an X-Man. And it feels like that kid's just going to be kind of he's basically just going to be a shit talker because they need a shit talking kid in these movies.
Yeah. And over here too, he's saying like one's Asian, the other one's white or Puerto Rican. Well, that's the thing, like, it's a skin color. You know, it's not really, I don't know their, like, identity card. Like, you know, like.
He doesn't see race.
He sees skin color.
Well, no, because, like, Ganja looks fucking white, and so actually Alan looks more white than anybody, but you're not white. You're whatever you are. I keep
but that's basically saying me and Ganja look the same.
But that's the thing. That's why you don't say that. That's why it's like.
If I try my hardest, I could probably get some oil on my cheek and grow a beard.
No, motherfucker, I'd have to shave my face before we look at this.
By the way, Alan's cheating. And on his face is actually a chia pet, chia, and that shit's just growing like every 30 minutes.
It is growing every 30 minutes. It's a problem.
Yeah, I know. Should go see a
doctor. I shaved yesterday.
I know. He has some kind of like weird Hulk fucking shit inside of his like chin or something. I don't know. What
the worst thing in the world. Razors are the worst thing.
Growth syndrome.
Ask any Arab. The biggest thing in their budget is razors.
I guess so. But stupid ass. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this anymore other than this is gonna be fucking awesome. But at the same time, this is technically our first trailer. And one thing I really can't stand. I'm gonna pause this really quick. I'm gonna show you the full page here. The trailer, it's called. I've been having this issue with so many movies lately. And
man, I ignore that after a while.
No, it is getting annoying though, dude. Like, no, now it's they have not just official, but just regular teaser trailers, then teaser movie trailers, then official teaser trailers, then official teaser movie trailers.
Yeah,
and then the tease of the tease of the tease.
The teaser to the teaser of the teaser that's actually just shown in some random apartment.
If you download our app right now, you'll get a frame of the movie.
Yeah, it is fucking insane. One thing I want to bring up over here too, Infinity War. Look at this shit. I'm gonna show the page over here. And granted, now a bunch of other weird shit's coming up. I don't know why. Even Infinity RKO, I love these. But basically, this is a new trailer that came out. We've seen about 5 already. This new trailer is called Marvel Studios Avengers Infinity War official trailer. Did we not have like 3 official trailers, but they're not called the Marvel Studios Avengers Infinity War trailer? Like, what the fuck?
That's your discount studio, man. That was some bullshit.
Why is math so hard for fucking companies to grasp?
Because people don't want to do the fucking 5th trailer. They want to have it so that it's a fresh title, so that people are like, well, I guess this is the biggest one now. It's all advertisement. Like, because no one's gonna trailer number 7 because they're like, what 7 trailers? What the fuck? They want like the TV spot. They just rename it so that it sounds better.
Oh god, that is annoying, man. I can't take that shit no more. Like, stop, get your shit together. Fuck, like millions and billions of fucking dollars going into your movie and you can't even name the shit fucking right. Anyways, sorry, that just drove me nuts. Especially with Deadpool, because I know that's a joke. It's called The Trailer. It's because, you know, the whole Deadpool and
sequel.
Fourth Wall. Yeah, you know.
The sequel trailer.
Exactly. But moving on. I got some bad news for myself. Friday the 13th sequel has been officially canceled.
And somewhere Gary is yelling.
God damn it!
This is actually so fucking surprising because isn't, like, as much as I couldn't honestly care less about Jason on Friday the 13th, he's still a super popular, like, he's still super popular. If the game was anything where it basically almost shut down the fucking studio after they fucking released it because it blew their servers up, like, he's still super popular. Why would they cancel a movie?
I don't understand why. And there was, like, some explanations and whatnot, but I'll just go ahead and kind of paraphrase for what they were saying. It's because so many companies have the rights to this movie. Like, now it's reverting back to Warner Brothers, and the guys who don't work with Warner Brothers, the people that worked with Platinum Dunes, who are not with Warner Brothers, do not want to work with Warner Brothers until they get an additional paycheck. So basically, Warner Brothers bought a movie but that they cannot make because none of the workers came over to it. So instead of making a smart purchase, like, okay, well, if I'm going to buy a movie, movies are not just made by themselves. They need people to work on it. They could have easily just said, I'll buy everybody, the whole team working on this particular film. I'll buy Platinum Dunes. But instead, they're like, I'll buy the movie, the rights. Well, the right to nothing because no one's making it now.
Well, maybe they want full creative control because, like, doesn't Platinum Dunes, like, haven't they made a lot of these horror movies and a lot of them have either just not been successful or just not been critically acclaimed?
Yeah.
I think it's a situation where they just want to have the rights and they want to essentially control it because they don't want a situation where this is a flop. Like, I think the last one did well, but, like, a lot of these end up just not doing well or people just don't like them. And they want to they want to continue a franchise.
You do not want to go back to Friday the 13th, but Freddy that looks like a lion.
You mean Jason?
What?
No, Freddy. Don't you remember the fucking re-release?
That's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No,
you don't
said
want
Friday the 13th.
Well, I fucked up, but my point still remains. You don't want them to do that with Friday the 13th where they do Nightmare on Elm Street, the most bullshit-ass remakes, because they got to get a movie out there and try to do it with the studio that's actually letting them do it.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. And it's weird, too, because Platinum Dunes actually had Michael Bay producing these films.
My
And
point stays the same.
That's probably one of the reasons where they were just...
Michael Bay has done some good shit. I remember many a time you and I would be playing Aerosmith.
The Rock.
And Armageddon.
Armageddon is...
And Bad Boys
Armageddon
1
is
and 2,
better.
bitch. Put 2 more fingers up right now.
Okay, I'll give you Bad Boys 1. 2, that is damn near an exploitation.
You bitch-ass made mother...
That is damn near an exploitation film, dude. Right with the Latin scenes.
Oh, that's the blaxploitation film, but yet you watch blaxploitation movies, and yet you don't like those.
I'm not giving them Oscars.
Motherfucker. God damn it. People need to get off the fucking Bay hate train. People do that shit way too often. I don't understand why.
Really easy.
Man, it's just too easy. Like it's not even like we'd look for it. He does it in his movies and he does it in interviews. Like he's kind of a dick.
I fucking hate you.
And Armageddon is only as good as it is because Deep Impact came out at the same time and put people to sleep.
Okay, no, it did not come out at the same time. It came out afterwards.
What, I said around. I meant like within like
and
so close to
Armageddon
that.
was great before it came out. Armageddon got many people in there, and people were crying. The animal cracker fucking business went up the rocket. Like people just started buying animal crackers.
Are you hearing yourself?
Yes. And it sounds ridiculous.
I don't know if this is true or not, and I kind of remember this from a commercial, but this could have been like 8-year-old Ganja just remembering bullshit, like just to make a memory. But didn't they make Armageddon toys?
Probably.
Of what?
Of like the spaceship.
Bruce Willis. I don't know.
Of the spaceship getting the rock and whatnot.
I don't think they did.
I don't know if I'm making this up now.
You're honestly making this up, but it's probably real.
I feel like that was real. Like they actually did an Armageddon toy.
Man, I swear, I'm going to look this shit up. Armageddon toys.
God, I hope it exists.
Wait, were they Hot Wheels?
No, I think they were, yes.
Yo, I kind of, yeah, because I'm seeing the fucking, I'm seeing the shit. Yeah.
Yes!
So they were real.
Right.
Damn it.
What does this have to do with anything? Nobody knows.
This is ridiculous. Sorry, burping.
I knew they had Armageddon toys, man.
I'll say this.
This is fucking
My favorite thing of Armageddon is the behind the scenes that Ben Affleck goes, why couldn't we just train the astronauts how to drill? And Michael Bay responds with, fuck you.
Good lord, people. Wow, and leave it to us to be talking about Friday the 13th, we'd bring this shit up. But, God,
inevitable.
That is ridiculous. People, Armageddon toys.
They made RoboCop toys for kids, man.
They had made toys about everything in the early 80s and late 90s. Don't you remember fucking, like, not only RoboCop, don't you remember the Resident Evil game toys? They were literally having fucking 5-year-olds playing with them on the cover.
But that makes sense, though. Resident Evil toys has got zombies, you get to shoot them,
Kids, though.
One of them literally has a zombie that the guts are falling out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For the kids.
For the children.
Yeah, look it. Like, even Mila Djokovic, she chopped a dude's head off. Or is that... No, that's just extra clothes. Fuck. Never mind.
No, that's just Mila Djokovic in real life.
Oh, those Resident Evil 2 ones are my favorite.
Yeah, but goddamn, man. No, I'm sorry. I know I should be doing the show, but now I'm just looking through these fucking toys. I want every single one of these. People in the chat, tell us what toys that you actually left. I want to... Fuck this segment. Like, people in the chat right now, tell us where are some of your favorite toys based on a video game or a movie franchise. We'll look it up and we'll talk about it, because, yeah, I love
Man, okay, this is a... Do you remember the Inspector Gadget movie?
I was about to say Assassin's Creed. I'm surprised.
No,
Inspector Gadget movie,
that's fine. Okay, with Matthew Broderick, it was a pile of shit, but McDonald's had this promotion where if you go into the Happy Meals, you would get, like, a piece of the robot.
What?
And I spent months. And basically, what it was is there are 5 pieces. You know, head, arms, legs, and torso, and they would all connect in, and you would get essentially like an Inspector Gadget. And I spent months begging my parents to go to McDonald's so I can get them. And I finally fucking got it. And I was so proud of myself. Like, I had the full thing. And my brother's like, can I play with it? I'm like, in my head, like, he played with it, he's going to lose it. And then he played with it, and then he lost it.
Was it like these?
I never forgave him for that.
Was it like this at all, by the way?
It was kind of like that, but it actually, I think there's the image where it's actually like, it's literally 5 different pieces. You had to go 5 different times and hope you kept getting it. Yeah, that shit.
Oh, fuck that. I am not, nah. That
Man, that was 8.
Off.
Fuck you.
Man, that was a way to get you fucking 20 pounds from a cheeseburger.
No shit, man.
Not chicken nuggets, man.
No, and but yeah, I'm looking in the chat really quick too. Just want to look at these really quick.
A Predator toy?
Predator toys. There you go. Okay,
Yeah,
I just
I
want
had one of those.
Predator toys. I'm gonna look this up really quick. Ganja, you think of yours, but or actually, like, go ahead and tell me. Like, have you ever seen the Predator toys, man?
No, I had a Predator and the Aliens toys when those came out during the movie, and they were like almost like, I think, size of like G.I. Joes. So I would get the giant G.I. Joes, and I would have them fight the Predators and the Aliens, and I would do my own like recreations of Alien versus Predator, or Aliens 2 when the Predator comes in and tries to help the Marines. Like, I would have my own little fucking battles and shit, but that's not the toys that I remember. My shit is the same thing that Alan dealt with. It was a promotion for McDonald's. You had to get all the fucking parts. I think it was either McDonald's or it was Denny's at the time. And it was like these connected things where they would give you like 4 or 5 of them, and they were magnetic at the end, so you start to build like towers and square boxes and shit. They did it for 3 months. You know why? Because some kid decided to eat one of the metal things and died.
Oh, damn.
Man, that's probably why they stopped doing that shit.
I don't know who thought, like, hey, look at this magnet. Delicious.
Dude, kids swallow magnets all the time. That's why they have them on the fucking thing of don't let this play with children.
Well, that was before they said that.
But I'm trying.
Yeah, that's probably what caused it, honestly.
But do you remember like were they called Furby Connect or anything, or like what were they called?
Magnetics, I think.
Magnetic sounds about right.
Magnetic.
Yeah, magnetics.
Oh, Furbies are. I remember when Furbies were at McDonald's, man. I didn't want to go to McDonald's for months until that shit was over.
Yo, McDonald's had some fucking weird advertisement. Burger King too. Burger King was the one that would do like PG shit. Because I remember they did that.
The Star Wars one. You remember that shit?
Yeah. How about Pokemon? They got protested.
Did they?
Yeah, they got protested.
I cannot find these at all. But I gotta tell you though, dude, I used to see toys like this, and I used to love them. Is this anything close to what you were talking about?
Hold on, I'm waiting for the screen update.
Oh,
the ones at the very top where the kid's looking down, where they have the little balls.
It's a top. Yeah,
right there. Yeah, right there. That's the ones I'm talking about. Okay. Magnetics.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. These look actually pretty badass.
Yeah, but some dumbass kid thought to eat the little balls that connect everything, and then that shit went out the window.
Man, yeah, I hate when companies do that. Like, one fucking bad thing happens. Like, let's just change fucking everything. Like,
it's because they get sued and they lose money. And it's like, okay, now everyone's gonna sue us to stop the product.
Yeah, too bad we can't do that with other stuff.
Yeah,
everyone should have uranium, science kits.
Oh no, I was trying.
No, shut up.
He knows I was getting it.
Yeah, no. Max saying, I remember when McDonald's were doing toys based on the Power Rangers Time Force. God damn, we're getting 90s as fucking here. Is that 90s or no?
There's so many. Who knows, man? There's so many Power Rangers stuff, and apparently it's still going on. It's been going on for 40 fucking years.
Yo, I want to go back to the Burger King with Pokemon shit because I don't know if Nick remembers it. Do you remember if you would get the Burger King Big Mac meal? Like, you had to get an adult one, and your parents had to get it for you, that you would get the actual Pokeball slot, fake-ass Pokeball, and you open it, it'll be like this giant, like, metal card that's actually painted gold.
Oh.
Yo, seriously? That's...
Is this
man, I would have went to...
No, go down more. It's the one with the gold brick.
Yo!
These?
Yeah.
No, that's sick, man.
They were fucking awesome. But you had to actually get like an actual adult meal to get them.
Well, yeah, because they're metal. They don't want kids fucking killing themselves.
Yeah, but my mom got me for me, and I had actually a Big Mac that sucked, by the way. But besides that, I would play with this so much, and I was a fan of wrestling in my youth, so I remember having like the little small wrestling action figures, and I would drop it on the floor because it would do the glass effect so perfect, and that's how I would use the theme for Stone Cold Steve Austin when I would bring him into the ring.
Awesome.
I remember a buddy of mine brought that to school and spent like the entire recess capturing a bee in there.
Wow,
what?
Damn. That's
was
a bad
great.
look for your ass. Oh no, he did on purpose though?
What?
No, but he did that shit on purpose. He actually like went to go
Oh, he
catch the
got
fucking bee. What the fuck is wrong with that dude? Like,
I was
bees.
cheering him the fuck on. Fuck the bees.
I have a thing where it's like when you mess with bees, dude, like, because they tell you like if you fuck with a bee and you threaten it, it will, because when it stings you, it's killing itself. So it's like you have to.
That's mostly
really
honeybees.
Still,
And it was a
I-
wasp, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I do not like
Bees have it out for you, I swear, though.
The
no,
bees
they
are
do.
evil.
Some will just follow you around like, you thought I was gone. I'm back, bitch. You're like, get away. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you go like a
I
mile
don't want no
down,
beef. I
you
don't
go
want no
like
beef.
several blocks away. Somehow that bee catches up with you.
It's like
Wait a
Liam
minute.
Neeson from Taken.
Hey, at least you're not
shit.
fucking getting pigeons flown at you.
Oh, dude,
Aw.
yeah, New York, man. Fuck
At least you're not having random people damn near topple you over in the middle of a fucking street.
No, it was hilarious, man. Fucking me, Jay, Ganja, and Alan were walking to the fucking American History Museum, and Ganja's just walking. This fucking bird just runs right past his face.
Yeah, the bird runs.
Well, I mean, flies, whatever the fuck.
We lost Ganja, folks.
Fuck you, Alan. Captain Semantics.
I just pictured the bird doing a full fucking sprint right up in the fence and just keep going.
I like how Penelope's like, yo, we don't do that type of shit, dog.
She's just leaving. She's not dealing with your shit.
Unless she bit at you.
That's fucking hilarious. Fuck you, God. Fucking bitch.
Penelope's like
Oh.
primitives.
I know exactly. But Allie, you like, do you remember any toys from back in the day that you liked? Not, it doesn't have to be from a fast food place or whatever, but yeah,
So toys from back in the day that I
They're
liked,
based on movies and whatnot.
based on
Yeah.
movies. Oh man. So actually, this does have to do with like drive-through, like with McDonald's, like when they did that. Oh, what was it? 100 years or something like that, and they would have these little like it wasn't really even toys, but it was just like you could collect all of these different Disney animated characters.
Mhm.
And I was like, I always begged my mom, like, Mom, can we go to McDonald's? I need to collect more.
but
Like
were they-
I
were they
collected
cups?
so much.
Oh,
What?
the cups, yes. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, I remember this shit. Are those shot glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I remember that too, but this was different. Like they were actual little statuettes that you could get and you could collect. So like I had Dumbo and
I think I know what
like
you're talking about.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had
like
these
you had
too.
Maleficent and stuff. Like they would do all the major Disney like animated characters, and you just
There
collect
are.
them
Those
because they were
fucking
celebrating
amiibos.
100 years of Disney or whatever. So yeah, man, that was. I always enjoy going to McDonald's just for exactly. That was it. Oh, I had like all of the Seven Dwarfs. I didn't get Flick, but I think I got like 101 Dalmatians, like one of them, and I got the Mickey Mouse one. Yeah, like I got all of those. I got as much as I could when they were doing it, and I don't know why, but it just like I always enjoy that. Like I have to say, like whenever Disney came out with like some toys that you could get from McDonald's, like they used to be really good. Like
Yeah.
I remember when Atlantis first came out, they had that little crystal necklace that the female character wears in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They sold that, and it would light up, and I wore that thing all the time. Like that was like the best thing I got. Like I wore it to exhaustion. I think I still have
I remember
it.
this too. Yeah, the Disney Atlantis crystal necklace. Yeah, this for some of like this over here. I don't know if that's the exact same crystal, but that shit looks fucking way more expensive than this fucking thing. That looks terrible. This looks
Probably
like the
because I
shit's-
think what it is that one oh never mind. I was gonna say the other one is
That's
lit
what
up.
I had. That's exactly what I had. I love that thing.
When you got into a kids meal, what the fuck are you expecting?
Exactly, it's a kid's meal. But like back then, when I was young, that was everything.
Oh, that shit looks badass. Like I like when it's lit up. When that first picture we saw, it looks cheap as fuck,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know why you like that, but that second picture actually looks pretty amazing.
Oh man! And then also another McDonald's toy. Like I got so many Happy Meal toys when I was young, but they had I think it was Sonic. Like they had these little
Sonic had
games.
toys? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they actually had like a little game thing. Like it was like a little Game Boy that you could get and you can play
Oh
it.
yeah, they did that for a while.
Yeah, man, I love that. I played that game all the time. Like that was one of the best things I got from the drive-through. But anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but God, I wish I knew what that was called. Do you remember the name of it at all? Like, so I can look
Oh
it up.
man, I don't. Like it was just like a McDonald's Sonic like video game. I don't know. Like
Were they the cheap ones that you only got like 2 buttons
Yeah.
and you had to
Yeah.
look at the light and you
Oh,
had
the
to
Tiger
press it?
Electronics?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Tiger
pretty much.
Electronics.
yeah, it looked like the one that like you know how those
Yeah.
things that you used to have
think
where
those
you
are more
had to, where you
expensive,
could like draw. Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
That was
I
it.
had these too. Yeah.
Man,
Oh, I
remember,
had the
well,
blue one right there. That was the one I had.
Yeah, the Tiger Electronics. See, I got the ones that were Watch. I had the Tiger Watch Electronics.
yeah, I had to watch 2, man, for the
Oh,
longest.
those-
Man, I had an aunt that legit bought me this thing and she got me a video game.
Yeah. I know. She's like, oh, look at this awesome thing he got. It's like, bitch, this is not
Parents
what
don't
game life is.
understand, man.
And that's why I don't get your nephew shit.
Wait, you're
Damn.
blaming your man? That's your fault then.
I
Not
don't give a
there.
fuck.
Damn.
You're supposed to show a better example. No, it should be. This is the actual toys you need to get. Man.
I gotta
Remember
say, the
always-
Toy Story stuff, like these artwork things, are actually pretty amazing. Like, I love the thing around it. Like, that's
I think
pretty
I had
incredible.
that Toy Story one too.
Yeah, these are cool as shit.
I think it was like
Um,
Toy Story 2 though, because you know the first one was I was really young. Like I don't think I was even born. No, it was 1995. Yeah, so I was born then, but like I was like 1. Not even
Man,
Not
McDonald's
even
used to have
one.
great toys, man. What happened?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the world got shitty.
Or just things got so expensive they can't really make those small toys, or kids keep eating them.
Yeah, they
exactly.
put a lot of effort into those toys back then. Like
It made more sense because you actually go see the movies and it'll be an actual spectacle. Hell, I remember when movie theaters would actually do like props and they would actually have people dress up and actually do like movie event stuff when a movie
Yeah.
were released. And they don't do that shit anymore because it's not profitable.
yeah, they would give stuff away too.
Exactly.
Man, I remember when Madagascar 1 came out, I posed with a fucking tiger. I know I probably supported, poaching, but still, it was a fucking tiger. I was 13. You're not going to stop me.
I will say though, because yeah, I mean we can't be on this forever and everything too, but like yeah, all these toys everyone's talking about, like later on I just want to go on a fucking like search hunt and just find all the shit that I used to get in the Happy Meals and whatnot because this shit's awesome. And I want to look in the DT chat really quick too. I'm sorry for not showing you guys, but Adrian, she posted a lot of the stuff she used to get. Like these fucking things are creepy as fuck. I'll tell you that much right now. I
Oh,
hate
the
them.
troll dolls?
Yeah. Man, everyone I knew had these fucking things, but
Oh,
awful.
they're creepy, but Furbies are way worse.
I remember those too.
The Ninja Turtles. I had these. These guys are awesome.
Yeah, those turtles are great.
These
Yeah.
guys are cool. These guys, they suck ass.
Yeah, they were really cool. They were good people, man. They told the funniest jokes and everything. And then my mom told me that I was taking too much of her drugs and that I just started seeing shit. And these toys I never had. No, but-
Honestly, based on what you tell us about your parents, I believe that story.
Yep.
no, no. There's
Man,
a
fuck those McDonald's toy games, bitch.
Yeah, I like how you started scratching yourself like you were having. You did have a
Oh.
drug thing, like oh.
And I started looking at that McDonald's thing. I was like, man, I need some fries.
Man, I'm like I might go over to McDonald's
and get a toy.
No.
They don't do it
Yeah.
anymore, do they?
Nah, adults can't buy Happy Meals. They won't let you.
But
Really?
God, yeah, and look at these over here too. Dejan posted these Sonic McDonald's toys.
I think that's what Alan was talking about.
Yeah.
Man, look at that top right hand corner of the red one. Now you ain't seeing shit in that.
Man, okay, yeah, I had the blue one. I had the soccer one too, and the black one. Like I collected almost all of them.
Yeah, man. God, I love this shit. I really do. But moving on, and people, and by the way, just to know what this was all about, people, is that's how Friday the 13th got canceled. So,
Yeah, what the fuck?
They couldn't sell the toys.
They get the toys, man. If you want Friday the 13th to come back, you gotta sell the Jason toys. Okay, let
Yep.
people know that instead of guns, machetes, and let that be.
You're joking, but that would probably bring back those movie franchises if the toys sell more.
No, that's a horrible idea for our society. Ain't gonna be no one watching movies. Everyone's dead from machetes because kids are watching that show all the fucking time. Like, no, very bad. No more death for children. God damn it. I remember back in the day, they literally had. This is awful, and we'll finally move on.
Oh, this should be good.
But I remember back in the day, I literally went to a fucking like little kid, like they had like princess costumes, all that bullshit, and me and my dad went over to get a Freddy Krueger costume. And as a grown up, I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Why would the fuck was I doing that? They had one, and it was too expensive for me. They have a costume of a child molester and child killer, so kids can dress up as him. What
Hey
the
man,
fuck?
sometimes
They
you
didn't
gotta
give a
start.
fuck.
You gotta start molesting them young.
I'm pretty sure you can still buy them now.
It's like Freddy wants to be inside you, but this time you can be inside Freddy. Oh,
You get the jump on them.
absolutely. No, but moving on. It's time for that flex and chill. Alan, go change your shirt. Go change your shirt.
Stop telling people that.
I'm sorry about that. He's like, stop with the...
Changing your shirt.
You son of a bitch.
What?
That had nothing to do with anything. Why are you doing that song? It's terrible.
I was trying to give Flex and Chill a goddamn anthem.
I'm sorry.
And also, why did he go to the dark side all of a sudden?
I know, yeah, his face gets all red.
That's because I was looking at the Google Hangouts, and it just increases my evil power.
Well, hey, don't look at the Google Hangouts. Look at the rabbit.
Seize the means of production, y'all.
You gotta look at the rabbit so you can see what the fuck's going on.
There we go.
Lord.
God damn you.
Let's calm down. I got too red for y'all.
God
Got too
damn
red.
you. Oh,
I
man.
mean that literally and figuratively.
Oh, by the way, I just realized something. Something's looked up here. Sorry, folks. Hey, I didn't do things the right way.
Move that little YouTube icon a little bit up.
Boop, there we go. Now we're good. See, I fixed it. But make sure looking fucking rabbit though, because I noticed that the thing hasn't been showing fast enough for you guys in the call. So yeah. And one more thing too. Before you continue, since I say this for the Flex and Chill statement, but Justin Zarian, if you're watching, sir, happy fucking birthday, man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Come on, Al, we need your singing voice.
Happy birthday, dear
You bitch ass.
Happy birthday to you.
He likes missionary. What makes him nervous though?
And bless your underwear.
Hey, my birthday present to him is not singing.
Your birthday present, Tim, is weighing on your bed.
You already gave that birthday gift early.
Absolutely, man. Fucking
Y'all
stupid.
suck.
I know.
I got you suck. That's why he likes you so much.
Exactly. Y'all best friends over there.
I get my hands on the camera.
Now, before we even continue, Mr. Allen, I'm gonna let you, because I've been talking up a fucking storm. You saw some pretty bad shit this week, and I'm gonna start with the first one.
Honestly, yeah, this week sucked.
Yeah, or at least that's what other people think. I know Adrian's been fucking going nuts.
Yeah,
about
this won't
particularly-
surprise me. I've seen enough shit. Just surprise me with what you're gonna throw at me.
Tomb Raider, sir. You saw Tomb
Oh.
Raider. Now,
Okay, what's up?
well, I'm just curious. I'm just start off right away, just asking one question: is this our big streak breaker as far as really bad video game movies?
No, it's one of those things where it's a buffer where it's not Assassin's Creed, but it's not like Mortal Kombat was in the 90s. It's like it's all right. It feels kind of very generic, and it's a little bit bland, a little bit generic, and it's just not offensive. Where it's like it doesn't do anything that breaks any sort of mold. So as far as I'll say this, it's probably the most consistent video game movie for the first 2/3 of the movie, because I'm a huge fan of both the original Lara Croft series and the reboot. And I was excited for this because I love the fucking game so goddamn much. So when you go to watch this movie, the first I'm gonna break this review up to the first 2/3 and the last third, because the first 2/3 is it's her all in London dealing with her, kind of getting to know the character, and they really go into depth in that, and a lot of stuff that even I didn't know, because they expanded a lot of stuff. Like her father goes missing, and for 7 years she just says fuck it and goes out on her own. So she's learning all these stuff, just basically living on the street essentially. Even though his father's rich and has all this money, she doesn't want to deal with that kind of stuff. So she's just living on the streets, getting any sort of cash she can through just random delivery jobs and all that shit. And just essentially roughing it on her own until she gets caught by the cops and basically is like, yo, you got to fucking deal with this inheritance or the banks are going to take everything and you got to deal with this shit now. And that's basically kind of what leads into what's going on with the plot. But with the first 2/3, they really delve a lot into her character. And I like that because they take a lot of stuff from the video games, but they also kind of add a lot of stuff to the lore. And it feels within that. It does exactly what I've always wanted in a video game movie, is it explains stuff that the games never had a chance to. It's like watching the cutscenes of a video game where we're explaining a lot of what's going on with the character, the world, how she has all these skills, how she's a survivor, what her motivation is. And then, but the thing is it's all right. Like, I'm not going to say it's amazing, but it's serviceable for the movie. Then you get to the island. And honestly, once they get to the island, fuck it. We don't even know the video games exist anymore. It makes up everything as soon as you get to the island. It just says, fuck it. We're going to make shit up. To the extent where, because how it works is she's like, yo, we got to get to this island for reasons. And then she has this colorful cast of crew on her ship. And they're all, good friends with her. They're doing this stuff. Literally just one dude in a boat. And she's like, we got to go. And he's like, fuck it. I got nothing better to do. So they go to the fucking island, get captured. And the guy goes, rah, 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 I'm villain, even though that the characters don't actually talk until halfway through the fucking game. And then she's stuck in this mine for a little bit, and then they have a giant action.
Well, is that dude like in love with her or something? Is some kind of romantic like clinging?
No.
Okay, no.
It's fucking. Honestly, it's barely explained. You don't really even get the names of people. The main guy helps. Not the main guy. The guy that comes to the island with her helps her for no fucking reason, honestly, at all. It just kind of meanders on, and it feels like they just had no idea how to actually do the video game part. Because the first 2/3 is a second game. It's really a lot of the story. The Trinity, her father, her mansion, all the people there is really from the second game, Rise of the Tomb Raider. And that the island is the first game, and it's supposed to be essentially just be Castaway, but with a bunch of crazies. But the game the movie just doesn't really do anything interesting with that. It just has a few random sequences of action, an actual puzzle sequence, and then it literally just ends like Resident Evil 1. It has the ending of Resident Evil 1, and it pisses me off because it doesn't explore the magic element that's in the Tomb Raider series. It ends like Tomb Raider 2 with the whole, it turns out it was just a virus the whole time, as opposed to the interesting twist with it being magic and bringing back essentially all of these samurai warriors. That's what the game's twist was that this actually is magic. This isn't just a bunch of bullshit. And she's fighting samurais, and they're huge giants. And it's like, this is so interesting, but the movie never does it. It just makes up its own lore. It makes up its own third of it, and honestly, it brings it back from, it would have been a low full price, but it honestly just goes to a rental because of the fact that it doesn't do anything interesting, even though it builds up a lot from the first 2/3 of this movie.
So it's mainly just like a lack of potential type thing.
It ruins its own potential, and I think that's really what does it. It's not an Assassin's Creed where it's not boring. It's never boring, but it's never anything more than all right. And if we're gonna use art scale, it's honestly a stream it. Especially because of the third, where it feels like it ruins it. It feels like even the first 2 Tomb Raiders had some magic element there. This completely removes it, and that's one of the things that makes the series interesting. If not, it's Indiana Jones. It's just Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and that's why.
All right, my
what
question. I'm sorry to interrupt, Nick, but my question is: do you think it's going to get a sequel from all the hype that it's getting? And it's kind of been doing pretty decent in the movie theater.
If it does decently, I see them doing a sequel. Like, it had to be financially successful for them to do a sequel, because they do honestly do a pretty good thing of sequel where there's it ends. Like, if they just never did anything, it would be okay. But they do essentially, they tie up the story, but they do a few loose ends. And honestly, I see them easily doing a sequel where they basically just go more into it. But it's one of those things where everyone does a good job. I just don't think that the writers were up to the chops to make this more interesting than it is. Because I can't really recommend it to anybody, because I loved it because I love the games. But I can see anyone while watching this just being bored out of their mind.
Yeah, and I will say really quick, it did make its money back in non-domestic. I want to show this really quick over here. With a budget of $94 million, domestic, it did pretty much awful. I mean, it's not going to do anything close to 34 million. I don't think it's going to do anything close to 18 million, these next few weeks. And with so much shit coming out, so especially Rampage in about 3 weeks, and then obviously Infinity War in a month. When this happens, it's going to be gone. You know what I mean? I think indie movies are going to be kicking this fucking thing's ass. Especially because, and I don't know if you noticed this, guys, but because of Infinity War, whatever the fuck, I hate that name of that movie, by the way. Call it Avengers 3, you fucking morons. But anyways, god damn it.
Nah, fuck that. We're past numbers. We just throw out the numbers written.
Yeah,
Resident Evil. They're going to do randomly Resident Evil.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Which I'm not saying that they did that well either. They're fucking dumb too. But I will say though, all these movies, this last 2 weeks, there's been 6 or 8 theatrical releases for all these independent films or films that are just smaller, because everyone's you know what, Marvel and all these other fucking things, they're gonna own the summer. So if you're gonna release a movie, we need to do it now.
It happens so often. This happens with any media. This happens with video games all the fucking time. Where nobody releases shit in November because that's Call of Duty and Halo and Assassin's Creed month.
Exactly. And it's you'll notice that now for video games, February, March are the dumping grounds for video games, which it used to not be. Before, it used to be the summer, actually. I don't know what happened. What was a big twist off with video games? But same thing with movies. When we first started doing this shit, it was always January, February, March. It's the worst months of the year for movies. Now, holy shit, Star Wars coming out in December. Usually December is the month for fucking holiday movies for families to go see, or Thanksgiving.
Chipmunk movies.
Exactly. Now Star Wars owns that shit. You know what I mean? Fucking February, Deadpool just won February over when it came out the first time that first year, and now February is a go-to month. Same with fucking
Valentine's Day.
Jenny.
Hey, the Jennies. He got.
It was funny because he was drinking water, so it sounded like he was underwater with that bottle. But
under the sea, under the sea. I would say Alan get wetter, but he keeps them bitches dry.
Oh,
what?
Yeah. Damn, that's. And he doesn't know what it means either, so it makes it worse.
No.
But
Yeah.
now, while I still having you talking, while your shit's working, actually, because and that's the biggest thing here with your question, Ganja. And I'm gonna see what Alan thinks about this. But yeah, do you feel like there's gonna be a sequel looking at numbers like this?
I don't think. Honestly, if they do it, it's just because they actually legitimately believe in it. But I don't see them doing it. I think this is honestly going to be along the lines of Warcraft, where Warcraft did kind of technically make money, but it wasn't enough for them to warrant a sequel. I don't see another. I don't see another sequel to this. As much as I want to see a sequel to this, I don't see them doing another sequel to this.
Okay, but since you're talking, I'm gonna give this one to you too. Pacific Rim Uprising up the ass.
Oh,
You
Lord.
mean the final part of every Power Rangers show?
Basically.
Man, where do I begin? I honestly, for the first time in my life, I literally wrote notes for this because I needed to write down some of my thoughts to make sure I didn't forget it. But it's one of those things where if anyone says this is one of the worst movies of this year is wrong. It's not. It's not a good movie. Holy fuck, it's not a good movie. But it's not the worst. It's the best way to kind of describe this, and it's really easy to talk about this movie without spoiling because there's not really a lot of things to spoil. But, okay, has anyone here watched Independence Day 2?
No, I did not. Fuck no.
Okay.
How about you, Allie?
Nope.
Okay, I was hoping at least one person, but honestly, this movie is Independence Day 2. And tell me if this sounds familiar. Black main character whose father's a hero and ends up inexplicably dying, and he's kind of a blowhard and ends up saving the day. White kind of brother best friend who they got a falling out with, but then they end up making it together because they're brothers in arms. A bunch of random teenagers from around the world from different ethnicities all coming together for the climax to actually save everybody. Like, it's beat by numbers Independence Day resurgence. And it really started to bother me when I started getting used to it, because it's like, this is just Independence Day. I texted Ganja like at the start of the movie, I'm like, this is the plot of Stealth. Because it starts off...
Oh, Stealth was great. What are you talking about?
No. It starts off with the whole thing of, well, we're no longer going to be using pilots. We're going to be using drones because drones are better, rah, rah, rah. It was like, you can't replace drones. We're not going to be rah, 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 rah. And it's like, but it drops it. It just drops it. It just drops it at about halfway through the movie and never gets brought up again. And then a bunch of other stuff just kind of randomly happens. A villain just gets introduced through the most random fucking event that happens. And it just honestly meanders its way through. The only reason this isn't honestly like a shitty movie is the robot fights are really cool. They're all set in the daytime.
Happening?
Yeah, you can see what's happening. It's all set in the daytime. There's no nighttime scenes in this, so you actually get to see what's going on. They're fighting in like the winter place, and it's like the best fight scene in the movie. But it's one of those things where the fight scenes make this movie more than it is. Honestly, this is the best way to describe it is an uninspired sequel that's cash grabbing. It is trying to cash grab the people, the cult classic that was Pacific Rim, and they're like, yo, man, we'll just make another Pacific Rim. We don't have to worry about the story. People will just watch it because it's Pacific Rim. And it really fails on every aspect. It's uninspired. It's not original. It literally takes the most of this movie is the plot of Independence Day 2, and that is fucking atrocious. Roland Emmerich doesn't know how to read. Do not rip off his fucking plots. And all the characters are just bland, and it does something that I'm starting to see this in a lot of movies. Logan did this. That the last Tim Burton movie that was based off that fucking book, I can't remember what the fuck it was called.
Into the Woods.
Does it? Yeah. All these movies have this same problem, and it's starting to really piss me off. Is they have a bunch of children in here that their powers are their personality, or their emotion are their personality. They have no characters. They have a random tall Russian white woman who all she is, I like things that are bigger and better. Everything's bigger and better. And I'm gonna fight you because I earned this. You have the random Asian ethnicity where it's like, I'm the best friend of everyone. Everyone likes me. You have the random Indian who's like, oh, I'm gonna be scared shitless the whole time. But that's it, though. Everyone in this is just random character types. There's no personality to anybody here. So you don't give a shit when the final climax is all them fighting a bunch of, cool shit. You're like, who gives a fuck at this point? But the thing is if you don't give a shit about anything in this movie and you just want to watch cool robot fights, it's not a boring movie. There's enough bad to make fun of, and there's enough cool robot stuff to keep you interested. Like, I was fucking getting excited when the robots were fighting because it's really, really well done.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm looking at the chat too. You're saying it wasn't Into the Woods that we're discussing. So, my bad, Justin.
No, it's not Into the Woods. I don't, honestly, the movie's so bland, it doesn't really matter. But you see, like, Logan is a better example of those kids that have all those powers have no personality in that movie. It is just, oh, that woman has the power of vines, and that kid has the power to do this.
I'm wondering if you're talking about Miss Peregrine's School of Peculiar Children. Okay, that's what it was.
But you see this so often where they have no personality. It is just, let's just get a bunch of random kids together and just hope that their random quirks and outtakes is enough for people not to realize that we did nothing with those people.
I just want to know if Rando number 5 hooks up Rando number 8, because that seems to go
no. Surprisingly enough, there are no Rando hookups.
Really?
I am surprised about that. But It's sequel baits. It literally sequel baits. And again, never watch Independence Day, but the ending of Independence Day 2 is like, well, we're gonna go kick their asses on their planet. This movie ends the same fucking way. The character goes, well, we're gonna go take the fight to them. I'm like, you guys are just ripping off Independence Day.
Aw.
I know.
I love that shit. Definitely like, I know, fuck this goddamn movie. But yeah, like, what would you rate it though, man? Like, I appreciate the whole thing.
It's honestly a stream it because the robot fights are cool and there's enough bad to go on that it's not boring. Like, the movie isn't boring. It's entertaining enough. Stop it. Anyway, it's entertaining enough to keep you going, and honestly, you got to get to the point where you're kind of laughing at the dialogue, laughing at some of the stuff going on, and then a cool robot set piece will happen, and you'll be hyped up. So, and when you watch it with friends, you'll sit there making fun of it. At one point, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is the best Sonic movie I've ever seen, because at one point they straight up have one of the characters just turn into a ball and start rolling up the side of buildings and shit. I'm like, this is a Sonic movie at this point.
Hey,
But yeah, definitely a stream it. Yeah, it's not worth your money, but it's worth some of your time.
Okay, makes sense. And yeah, I love me some fucking mech robots just assaulting the fuck out of each other. I love this stuff. Allie girl, have you watched anything this week? Would you like to bring up really quick?
No. Well, I haven't really watched anything new, but I know I talked about this before, but they just finished the whole entire series, the Assassination of Gianni Versace.
Oh, yeah.
Versace.
Yeah. So I just want to kind of give my ending conclusion of what I thought about it overall. So yeah, if you guys don't know, this is the same people that made People vs. O.J. Simpson. And so that already going into it, if you watch that show, it's really, really good. I didn't expect to really get into it, but man, it grabbed me in. So going from that to this is you have high hopes. And I really thoroughly enjoyed the series all the way through. However, I thought that the way that they constructed the storytelling was very confusing. And not confusing, but it's just it just felt a little bit odd. They would first start out with bam, let's show Versace getting killed, and then afterwards they would repeat back okay, well, let's just see who Andrew Cunanan killed before Versace. Oh, and then we'll see who he killed before that person and then kills Versace. And then before that, let's see this person who before he killed that person and then that person and then he killed Versace. And Versace, for a show that's named Assassination of Gianni Versace, he's not in it that much. And which was actually I was kind of sad because even though they did go back to him, I would say after the first 2 episodes, he doesn't appear for probably 3 episodes afterwards. It's all about the other victims, which I found their stories very, compelling and interesting, but it's just for a show called that has Versace in the name, very little Versace, and it's sad because the actor who plays him is amazing and looks so much like Versace did before he was killed. And then also Penelope Cruz was actually great as Donatella. Yeah, but she was really great as Donatella. So it's I really wanted to see more of the Versace family, more of what they went through. I know that of course he was the most high person to be killed compared to everyone else because they kind of made a point of I get why they kind of didn't focus on Versace because it's not really the point. It's hey, this guy killed all these other people beforehand and we're telling their story because obviously, people don't before this they didn't really, I hate to say it, they didn't really care that much about who the rest of the victims as much. And so they really wanted to focus a lot on the other victims, which I really appreciated. And I felt they definitely developed these people to where you really feel even though they might have had some quirks about them and stuff that you're oh, that maybe not that the person just how they are, you're but still they did not deserve to die. And it's just obviously, but no,
don't have to cause it.
Yeah,
they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
No, but seriously, the acting was so superb in the show, and Darren Criss, who plays Andrew Cunanan, he is so good in this. I really believed he was this. It's so funny because he's unlikable, but he's charismatic as well. You can see why people would get sucked into his world and kind of how he would be able to twist people to believing certain things and to make people feel guilty or whatever. Like he's really good, but very unlikable. Yet at the same time, he can be likable. So you get how because I think it's pretty notorious that most serial killers are actually very charismatic people, and that's how they lure their victims. So but anyway, yeah, I'd say that if you're expecting the same type of like level as People versus OJ in terms of like writing and structure and everything, it's not. It's completely different.
Yeah.
And the way that I actually knew after I started watching this, I really looked into all of the events that happened, and it's, of course, a lot of things are imagined, but they really got down a lot of the stuff. Like I saw pictures, videos of everything, and they really got a lot of things very well, as accurate as they can be. So I really appreciated that, but I do feel like obviously the way it ended in real life, like it kind of ends on a whimper. So the show kind of ends on a whimper.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like they could have concluded a little bit better. Like they just kind of like, okay, well this happened.
Well, they don't have to stick to true shit, because if they're already changing things around, you can find a better way to end it.
Well, I appreciate it, but I would have liked to have seen at least a little bit of imaginary of like what the families of the other victims, to see a little bit more, like to get more of a conclusion for them to like find peace in that, of what happens to Cunanan. But I didn't really get a lot of that. They focused a lot on Miglin's wife, and also Versace. Versace. But yeah, for everyone else, I didn't get a good feel, and but still, yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out if you like O.J. Simpson, if you like Mindhunter as well, because I feel like it's very interesting. Like they really, really delve deep into Cunanan and sort of like what he would probably be thinking, how he would function. Like you really get to know this guy. And a part of you, like when you know more about him and his childhood and his background, you're like, oh yeah, I could see why he would be fucked up. Like,
damn.
Yep.
So yeah, like you just like the mother is just like, she's kind of more of what's that word? Like when she kind of she can't speak for herself. Like she's just very passive. And the father is the one that's like really like. Yeah, submissive, sort of. The father, like, he's abusive as well, like, that type of background. But it's kind of more interesting that way. But yeah, definitely. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I think it's definitely. Well, I guess I'd say it's like a really high, almost buy it. I would say rent it if I had to give a rating, or like a matinee or something like that. Like 4.5 stars. Right. Actually, probably more 4 stars. Like it's definitely. Like the structure of the show is just very odd from most things, and I just didn't like the way they kept going back in time, and it just made the opening like really something like, oh, okay, you draw me in, and then afterwards you're like, wait, no, go back to this, I want to see more of that. And then they don't get back to it until like 5 episodes later. So yeah, but like definitely worth a watch, and it's very well done, well acted, well directed, well for the most part written, at least, like characters are very fleshed out, or people.
You gotta say that one thing too, one phrase. You had to say if it was well shot, because it is Justin's birthday. So is it well shot, Alan?
Is it?
Well, I guess, yeah. Like, yeah, it is well shot. Yeah.
See the director's thumb at all.
I thought about because that's also a pun of what happens to Versace, so I didn't want to go there.
Oh, he was well shot. Right in the face.
Right in the dome.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to use that.
Too soon. Even
though he was killed like 20 years ago.
That's a joke.
No.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was bad, Alan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Joke Master over here.
I am the Joke Master.
Why'd you do another pun?
Semantic. Fuck. Shit. No.
Wow. I didn't even need to destroy you. You just killed yourself.
I know. I'm sorry about that. But the thing is, though, before we get out of here, there is one thing that we had to talk about that I have on the thumbnail. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, no, that face better not be because you don't like what we're about to talk about.
So,
I will fuck you up.
and that's all, folks.
You son of a bitch. People, the next one is definitely game over, man. Alan does not know funny. Before you get into
This guy, man, y'all watch this movie, and this guy was getting mad at Scary Movie. Holy shit.
Motherfucker, because it's bad.
This was just like okay. Without going too much, I felt the same way about this that I felt about Scary Movie, where the comedy of this is with a few chuckles. I felt the same way about Scary Movie.
Okay.
I told you, Alan don't know fun, but Bruce Almighty is a great comedy.
Yeah, I know you like Bruce Almighty. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
like,
Bruce Almighty is fucking funny.
I'm not gonna make you watch movies anymore.
Baby
you know
noises, Alan.
You
fucking
actually
baby
too busy,
noises.
and you're stressed out. You're in a bad mood. You got a lot of shit on your plate. And you watch a movie, and it just
movie's first 5 minutes is a condom filled with semen joke, and you're seriously getting mad at me for this shit.
It was pretty
You
funny.
find that funny.
Okay, because, dude, that's not comparable to Scary Movie. Scary Movie, the man not only comes, but he comes like a pool, and it shoots the girl up into the ceiling, and then fills up the entire room, where the next frame, after some other thing happens, the room's not sticky, there's no juice
you're
anywhere.
upset about that, but when something does something that's probably just as gross, if not grosser, you're fine with?
Is it just as gross? It's literally the same joke, except these are in
Okay,
condoms,
then why aren't
which
you mad at
happens
that
in real
then?
life. In real life, when you have sex, let me tell you how the bird and bees are done. Like,
Oh,
you have
Lord,
sex
we're not
in
having
order
this
to be
fucking
protected, so you don't catch any STDs or get sick or have a child.
Fuck that. ODB.
Nick tries to do whatever the fuck he's doing. The basic plot of this is literally just Die Hard with a bunch of idiots as the main characters. That's what the plot of this movie is. And the thing is if you take out the honestly kind of garbage comedy for most of it, it reminds me a lot of Tropic Thunder, where it's a half decent action movie. The thing is a lot of the comedy comes from a lot of the absurdist, gross out stuff that a lot of other parody movies kind of stopped doing, and the reason the genre kind of died. And I never found any of that funny. There were a few chuckles I had when Shaggy came on, and I still found that joke funny. I found it funny in the trailer. I found it funny in the movie, where he's just kind of singing at gunpoint, and it is funny in the movie as well. But honestly, most of the comedy is just really absurdist. We're just going to be doing gross out humor and gross out murder just to kind of get some shock value, and I really did not like a lot of the comedy in this, but I still felt that the progression was interesting, because you see how a bunch of fucking idiots who are apparently just through the grace of God allowed to survive through this movie, and it does feel very similar to Tropic Thunder, where a bunch of idiots somehow survived the Viet Cong jungle. So it's on that line, but honestly, this isn't a funny movie. This is really not a funny movie.
Well, comedy is subjective, I guess. I guess I'll tell you guys why I think this is funny, but motherfucker. Anyway, so all I gotta say is, if you guys like Workaholics, your boys are back, okay? And it's so funny because, in my opinion, what they do for this is they make sure to let you guys know that, yes, we're aware that it's a huge, ridiculous coincidence that all three of our characters are in this movie. They gave each other names that they actually say in the Workaholics show. There's even characters on here, like, for instance, and I forgot the dude's name. Who's the guy who plays Marv on, or Harry on, Home Alone? The guy where the spider gets put on his head and he goes like, ah!
Oh, that's not Joe Pesci. That's the other guy, right?
The other guy, yeah, not Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows his fucking name, man.
God damn, I wish I knew his name. But basically, and he's on Sea Slickers and things like that.
Yeah.
He's in this movie, and the thing is, when he was in the Workaholics, there's a whole thing with his dick where it shows his dick and he's jerking in, he's doing a bunch of weird shit with Workaholics. And on here, they actually have, I swear to God, continuity from an old joke that was in a fucking another show, and it's on a movie. The baby dunk thing, they say that in one of the episodes. Daniel Stern, thank you very much, Justin.
Yeah.
But there's other situations too where they make jokes that, like the baby dunk thing, that's something that they actually use in the show. They call him baby dunk. There's other, the gun shooting thing and all the kind of references. It's all continuity for shit that's not even in the continuity of this. I have situations where I watch movies and TV shows that don't even keep continuity from episode to episode, like Jessica Jones or like Luke Cage or any of that shit. They can't even stick. There's rules they break in one episode. Then, imagine like a whole season's worth. This was able to keep all that shit from years and years of Workaholics like jokes and continuity jokes, and they keep it in here. Even as far as like they make a joke in the Workaholics show about Blake Anderson having his hair tied in a knot, and that he looks like a fag. And I'm not trying to say fag just because whatever they say.
No, you're referencing the joke.
Yeah, and it's like, they make fun of him like that, like, oh, he has a small penis, whatever, he's gay. Well, when this character actually undoes his hair, his whole character changes to what they said he was going to be in the Workaholic show. So it's like, oh wow, like
Right.
it's such a huge like kiss from the fucking show to this, and I didn't know these guys were gonna do anything worth anything after the show. I was so upset when the show was over, and this, if they can keep doing movies like this and make jokes last from movie to movie or show to show or whatever the case may be, I love that shit. All their characteristic or personality traits are literally the same as they were in Workaholics, to the point where I think a couple of times, like, I'm like, dude, they it's just, I can't say too much because I can't really spoil. I already spoiled enough.
It's hard to spoil this movie, honestly.
For me, I think it is because, and I guess you only know that because, or do you think that because you haven't watched Workaholics as much as I have?
Honestly, the thing is, the way you're describing it to me feels very similar to what happens with a lot of these comedy things, where they do essentially a lot of the greatest hits. Because you talk about continuity, I'm seeing it more as either greatest hits or most memorable grosser, because so much of this movie, so much of its comedy is absurdist, gross out humor. And maybe that's what 100% Workaholics is. And if you love absurdist, gross out humor, you might love the fuck out of this movie. But to me, it's like, I never liked either absurdist or gross out humor. It's honestly why, like, again, you weren't there for the entirety of the movie. You kind of came in and came out. I was not enjoying that movie for a lot of it. Like, I was just there, and it was short, and this is short too, so it's that sense. But it's a lot of the comedy in this. If you don't like gross out humor, you're not gonna like this movie. They do, again, the dick scene throughout most of the fucking movie. They do a lot of stuff with, you know, semen and asses, and oh god, it's honestly kind of some points ridiculous. But if you love the show, then you'll love this. But again, it does feel a lot of the greatest hits, and it just feels like they just did it because they had the rating and the money to do this.
And that's the big thing about the rating too. I gotta say, they do shit that's so gory, just like Hot Fuzz did. Hot Fuzz was so goofy, and I was like, I'm not digging this. And then Hot Fuzz won me over halfway through because the gore and the realism.
It gets gory as fuck.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, Hot Fuzz, you got some balls, like some hot fuzzy balls, like.
And yeah, it's gory as hell. And honestly, some of the action's kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the action scenes were like. It was typical cut action, but it was actually I did not think this movie would have good action, but it actually kind of does through some of the scenes. But
yeah,
honestly, besides that, like,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done. You go.
No, I was gonna say too. Like, one thing I really like too is that they represent LGBT to an extent too. Gaydom is not like, even though there's a character that'll say faggot or they'll say certain things. Like, this show does certain things where, like, it still represents the other side as well, where it's not a bad thing, and they make a joke out of it too. So if you're a person who thinks you can't stand social justice warriors, and you can't stand the whole like blah blah, you'll be happy with that too, because they made jokes on both half. They fuck with everybody. The fucking fight scenes, like you said, the choreography was good, but it's like the choreography is good in the sense of like, how would it be if me, you, and Ganja got in a fight with some bad guys? How would we get out of it?
This is the Me, You, and Ganja movie.
It really is. This movie is basically
I support it 100%.
Yeah,
it literally starts off like literally the first scene is one of the main characters comes up with a stupid fucking idea for having hot women to strip to teach people like in tutoring stuff. One of the characters goes, "That's fucking stupid and illegal." Another guy goes, "Why am I even here listening to this?" Like, it's literally us discussing the MCA. I was like, "This. Why am I not watching this with Ganja and Nick right now?"
Yeah, and this is a show that you should watch with friends that are, you know, you're really close with, because a big part of the story is friendship and just the, you know, little dynamics, bad and good, of friendship that I fucking love.
That's the thing. One thing about the movie, I felt that it did the whole what I hate about That's So Raven of, yeah, you're a colossal piece of shit. You're doing all this terrible shit, and in some cases almost get us killed. But you know what? You did this one nice thing at the end, and we're gonna forgive you for almost getting us killed throughout the rest of this movie. And I felt like they just kind of did that as a really cliched, like, it felt way too cliche. Where it's like, I thought for a second, like, oh, you're finally gonna do this something where it's like, yeah, get rid of the loser friend who's the causing nothing but problems. Like, no, we have to make sure we're all friends at the end, because, well, that's how real life works, even though it doesn't work like that.
Friends forever.
Friends forever, even though one of the guys literally almost gets him killed and fucks up their entire plan because he's a petty little shit.
Yeah. So Justin came over, man, and friendship is magic.
How is that not the tagline for this fucking movie?
No
It
shit.
should be. That sounds great.
And like I said, the satire of this too, like, I mean, even the title, which, by the way, I love this too. That titular comment, "Game over, man," never really comes up in a movie at all. And I was like, that's pretty fucking awesome. Like, I think it comes up at the very, very end, and I don't know if I just imagined that.
No, not really.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I thought the whole Game Over, man, isn't that a reference specifically to Aliens too?
Yeah, and there's nobody from Aliens in here, so I was like, okay, sweet. And I love that because I was like, man, I hope this is not a thing where it's like an alien parody, and then they start like mimicking sci-fi movies and shit or whatever the fuck. But no, they didn't even touch on sci-fi really, except for like the blood stuff or whatever.
Nah, not really.
But yeah, and then they make you think really fucked up things. There's even a part where it seems like it's gonna be a rape scene, and then it turns out to be something very childish, and it's like, wow, there's an innocence and this thing that could be really, really awful, and it was triggering me. I'm like, fuck, man, it's been so much sex scenes. I'm gonna get really pissed if this becomes a rape scene.
You love the sex.
And then they decide to gruesomely murder some stuff. Nick knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I hate shit like that too. But the lead up to it and how, and by the way, that villain, effective. That villain is one of the more effective villains I've ever seen in a comedy. I love
I'll give you that,
villain.
yeah. But he was like I'll say this, like, because it's one of those things I'm starting to see nowadays where I am honestly, like, as much as I love these shows, nothing bothers me more than the guy that's like monologuing to one of the heroes and saying, well, I could kill you, but I'm gonna make you suffer. I hate that shit. But the villain does do that, and actually effectively does it, because he got to the point where, like, this is a comedy action movie, but there's a point where there's something so intense. I was like tensed up, because one of the characters, like, in order to stop something else from dying, has to essentially do a squat. And it is not played for jokes. It is 100 drop dead serious, and it is so fucking tense. And they do it really well. I honestly feel like if they just cut out the comedy of this movie, focused it on being more of an action drama, I think this movie would have been like 100 times better. But I felt like they were so focused on making it like jokey that I felt it took away from. This movie is super gory and super brutal. Like, they murder people really hard in this movie, and then they do
action-packed.
jokes.
Like, it happens in 8 minutes. Like, by the 7th minute in this whole fucking thing, it's like, oh shit.
Oh,
By
yeah, the
eighth
movie
minute,
starts
it's like,
really
what the fuck, you know?
It does not take long for this movie to start. This movie starts within the first like 10 minutes.
Yeah. This is like the shortest hour and a half I've went through in a while, which is fucking awesome.
I'll agree with that. It's not like, as much as I'm like, to me, it's like, it's one of those things where it's straight my like as much as me and Nick are going to argue, he is 100% correct. Comedy is subjective, and there are people that like gross out comedy. I'm not one of those people. To me, it's like I listen to a lot of stand up, and the stand ups of people just telling stories and doing the funny real life. That's why I love something like The Office, where it's like the funny of real life. But I don't really like. Yeah, nobody likes you. I don't like. I've never liked gross out comedy. That's why I've stopped watching stuff like South Park, where I felt like they're doing so much of the gross out stuff. And this movie is all the comedy is gross out except for a few like meta references and a few references to other stuff. It is mostly that, but honestly, it's still an entertaining movie. It's very similar to Tropic Thunder in that sense. If you like Tropic Thunder, you'll like this.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, there is some gross out things in there. And by the way, before you even continue, what would you rate this?
Honestly, I'd go with an avoid it. Only in the sense that if you don't like, it's not it's an avoid it in the sense of.
He hates fun. I told you.
No, it's an avoid it in the sense. It's not like a fuck it where I'm so mad at it. It's an avoid it of like, I could forget. I can never watch this movie again, or I could watch it, and it's like it really does nothing. It's just there. It doesn't really fill any space. It just kind of killed an hour and a half for me, and it didn't really do anything for me at all. Like, it was kind of cool, but it's just like, I've seen better, I've seen better satire in something, again, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End. I've seen better, weird kind of stupid comedy stuff from Tropic Thunder. I've seen better action in 100 other action movies. I've seen better comedies and better stuff. Like, it does a bunch of interesting. It does a bunch of stuff, but none of it more interesting than I've seen in other places. So honestly, it's an avoid it because it's like it feels like it's just gonna come and go, and it's not really gonna have any staying power.
Okay, and I mean, and you're probably right about that because some of these Netflix movies do that. But
yeah,
I mean, we'll see. For me, and he's right about there is some gross out humor, and I don't like. I mean, there's a part where someone eats somebody else's ass, and it's just like it's.
That's not even the worst one.
Yeah, it's probably not the worst one, but like with that happening, I was like watching that and I was like, okay, it's gross, but it's like, I don't know, like for me, it was gross, but it lasted really quick, and it was almost as gross as the Rikishi's ass being in Vince McMahon's face. The thing that we
basically that. It's honestly that.
Y'all gotta stop being bitches and eat the booty.
Yeah, it's like at a certain point, I've seen WWE do something worse, so that wasn't that gross. You know what I mean? Because I've seen worse shit, like literally, like last week. You know what I mean? So it's.
They could have made it way grosser. I'm surprised they held back. They could have made it way worse.
Yeah, but yeah, like as far as that though, I love this fucking movie, and it's like, yeah, the gross out humor. There was a lot of other humor that I found was good that wasn't gross out, and maybe Alan just didn't find it funny. But like for gross out humor, if I put a scale, like with gross out versus just funny, I would say 80% is just funny with the 20% being gross out. And I hate gross out humor. I can't stand Jackass the movie. I can't stand certain things happening in Clerks
Oh,
2.
no wonder you love this movie, man. Because they fuck up one of the cast members.
Yeah, exactly.
That
That shit
the
was
fuck
great.
out of this movie, man.
Yeah, and then like there's even parts like I can't even go into certain things because I really don't want to. I don't really don't want to ruin this. And jokes can be ruined a lot easier than just saying.
Oh, sure. Yeah, setup and all.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, like, yeah, if you're a Workaholics fan, this is like easily like a 5 out of 5, like perfect fucking movie. Like this is literally what I wanted. This is literally what I was hoping the Hangover sequels were gonna be. This would look perfect with the Hangover guys, and they didn't do that. They just made the same movie over and over again. This could have easily been Workaholics, but in a fucking thing. And technically, it was because that's what we wanted. You know what I mean? And even like every single like character that came back just for a couple scenes, although we call those cameos.
Yeah,
They're
cameos,
great. There's even a cameo from Mark Cuban from Shark Tank, and they make like Shark Tank references. It's not just, hey, it's Mark Cuban. They do a whole Shark Tank bit that's like anyone who likes something that's on CNBC. I mean, Shark Tank is not funny. You know what I mean? It's a serious business show. And if you're into that shit, it tickles your balls there too. If you're into wrestling, they do wrestling jokes. If you're into fucking Die Hard, the whole movie is basically a parody of Die Hard.
It's literally a parody. Like this, like one of the guy goes, "You only brought me here because I look like the black guy from Die Hard, right?" Like that's like one of his first lines.
Yeah, and then I mean, God, there's so much shit. And this honestly did what Mall Cop tried to do a lot better than what Mall Cop did. The Paul Blart thing, you know, like it just God.
That's a low fucking bar.
And well, for some people, but like I actually liked Paul Blart Mall Cop because I was like, you know what, my what that was gonna be was very low.
And this guy gets mad at me for Bruce Almighty.
You are still
yeah.
fun for that.
Yeah, because I'll admit that I like dumb.
That is
shit.
literally baby noises.
Exactly. Cool.
Oh yeah, Paul Blart is an Oscar award-winning movie. Okay.
But there is no baby movies.
Yeah,
I mean,
no one said it was
baby
awesome.
noises.
Well, okay, that's your line. It's a shitty movie if it's baby noises. No baby noises. Oscar.
Exactly.
God damn it. But yeah, for me, buy it. Honestly, I mean this, buy it, not just in the ranking system because obviously you can watch it and stream it. But if there's like a version that comes out that's like a Blu-ray that has a bunch of extras, these dudes are so fucking funny. I would so spend $15 to see the bloopers and the extra scenes and all that shit. Like I would so buy the fuck out of this movie. This is my second favorite Netflix thing like ever that came out. I fucking love this movie. And as far as like rating systems and whatnot, yeah, it's not better than Sex. It's not a 5 out of 5, but it's definitely a 4. I feel like you get a fucking scary movie almost, you get a damn sure action movie, and you get a good comedy. So yeah, pretty fucking awesome. You need to watch the shit with me, Ganja. You need to watch the shit with me.
I will.
Son of a bitch. Fuck you. No,
how many times I say I will? Goddamn.
Wow,
I see how it is. He doesn't like me around, so he asks Ganja to watch it.
Well, that's because you a bitch.
Oh, look at that. Christopher Brown said Nick likes Mall Cop review nullified. Oh, you son of a bitch. But Mr.
Who was it? But Kirk's on your side because he liked Mall Cop as well for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. It was because it's just like a stupid movie. It's Kevin James. What do you expect? It's like, yeah, it's dumb. Like I like Animal as well with fucking what's that dude? Rob
I like
Schneider?
Animal too.
Yeah, exactly. See, so we
That was a great movie.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Ganja to actually come in and just say like, I watched some dumb shit too.
I'm just stay quiet.
Well, Ganja watches all sorts of dumb shit. Don't tell me Scary Movie is fucking any worse than the movies we just fucking mentioned.
Way better than a fucking Rob Schneider film. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
okay, we're not talking about all of Rob Schneider's film. We're literally just talking about Animal.
Yeah, because I can't stand Rob Schneider. But here's the
Rob Schneider.
You can do it.
You can do it. That was kind of funny the first couple times.
No.
But Mr. Ganja Guru, we're about to end off, so why don't you tell folks about that midnight chat, that Facebook page?
Go check out our Facebook page. Because me and my boy Al here, we do the Untitled Video Game Show every Saturday, 7:30 CST time. Not Saturday, Jesus Christ, it's midnight chat. It's like every Friday, 7:30 CST
Tickle
time.
my shit.
I did try to take over
We'll
shit.
do it
sorry.
tomorrow. People will
We're
love
doing it right now. No, but for real, guys, come check us out. We do playthroughs. We do video game news. We also bullshit around, have a conversation with you guys in the chat room. I think it was last night we actually played not Diddy Kong Racing. Fuck that. That was the night before. Donkey Kong 64. Fuck you. Donkey Kong 64. We had a great time. We beat the beavers. We explored the
beavers.
That has actual context if you watch the show. And we explored certain jungles of racism, and it was great. We had a fun time. Allie laughed. We laughed. It was a magical time. Come check us out at the Untitled Video Game Show on Facebook. Not only that, check out our Amino page, guys, where we bullshit in the general chat, post links, share videos, and our new thing now, I'm going to be posting this bi-weekly. Check out our Also, our YouTube official playlist, MCA Hits and shit, where we have all types of music videos, music Sandras. We have all that kind of shit that you need for the music needs. Just make sure to check it out and add stuff to it because we'll love to appreciate the feedback for that shit as well.
Oh, absolutely, folks. Look at that nice, beautiful playlist out. I'll let you see because I'm going to scroll my ass off.
It's all corn. Nick went in and renamed everything that's all
The
corn.
last part is I'm black, y'all.
Are you for real?
That got added during the show.
Trey,
That's Trey. He added that
Trey,
shit in.
what the fuck, Trey? No, that's bad. Can I delete this shit? How
No,
to
no,
get
no,
rid
no.
of it?
Hell no, we
It,
can't.
it still counts as music.
I'll
I
think
guess
about. I'll see if I can add a few more things on there.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So yeah, and yeah, definitely keep doing that shit. And maybe one day if we do a music show or something, we can actually go back in here and check out some of these things and actually review them and talk shit about your taste. Maybe
What's
one
that?
day
I
I'll
have
come
other
in.
things to do.
I don't know. I guess so. I don't know. But Mr. Ganja Guru, you know what
Yes.
that time is, sir? Why don't you tell the
3, 2,
2, 1.